Ohtani second of the night, and the Dodgers are feeling great. It is 8-0, and he is something else.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
On 3rd down and 2, Knicks, end zone, Sutton. He's got it. Touchdown, Denver, what a catch.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Where's that right now?
He rips it through the wriggly wind. Into the brilliant sunshine, and Suzuki ties the score in game 1 of the wild card series.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Saul. 511, Wednesday, October the 1st. Where'd the month of September go? Just one more week until the Oilers' season opener against Calgary. NHL hockey is right around. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to the Kevin Karius Show. Your AM radio dial on your morning drive and wherever you're heading out on a Wednesday morning. And you can watch us now on YouTube. Figure it out where to find it. Pretty simple. Sports 1440 AM. Punch it in, and you'll find us on YouTube. As always, we're streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, Radio Player Canada app, and on sports1440.ca. If you miss any part of any show, all you have to do is search it where all the podcasts hang out on Apple, on Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. Same thing with the YouTube. Just select the auto download and give us a click, give us a like, and you're good to go. Oh, man. October is upon us, and that means one more week of Oilers training camp, preseason. Oilers are in Seattle tonight to play their second last preseason game. They'll play in Vancouver on Friday, but all of a sudden, bit of a bug going through the dressing room where David Tomashek and Philp will be not in action tonight, it looks like, both ill. So that means it's an opportunity for other guys to step up tonight. Yeah, David Tomashek and Noah Philp not feeling 100%. So that means a lot of the younger players are going to play tonight, like Matt Savoy, Isaac Howard, Josh Szymanski, probably Quinn Hudson, Atru Lepadan, who's created quite a few waves, and he's made his presence felt. He's made an impression on the coaching staff, management, and probably the fans too. He looks like he's good to go. Cam Dineen, all likely to play tonight, and maybe more because the guys are sick. So there's also a chance that the Oilers might have to call up a couple of other forwards from Bakersfield that were sent down. Maybe a guy like, James Hamblin or something like that, because of this illness that's running through the locker room. Cal Pickard will start tonight against Seattle. That means Stu Skinner will go for the final preseason game in Vancouver on Friday. Well, hope you had a great Tuesday. If you had the day off and you got to enjoy things on the tube, because there was baseball all day long, and it was basically the day of the southpaw. If you think about all the left-handed pitching that dominated day number 1 of the Major League postseason, it was insane. It started right off the hop with Tarek Skubal. 14 strikeouts for Detroit. Tigers win their opener against Cleveland 2-1, and you think about the free fall that happened during the regular season down the stretch. And to come out with a performance like that, and we're going to talk to Jason Beck from MLB.com, covers the Detroit Tigers right off the hop, and get his thoughts on Skubal, the performance of the Tigers, rebounding after the Guardians came out of nowhere to win the American League Central Division. The pitching wasn't as much as a starters go in the San Diego-Chicago game, but the bullpen for the Cubs was just dynamite. JJ, 4 2/3, didn't give up a hit. That's the reason that Chicago won the opener against San Diego 3-1. Suzuki and Kelly had home runs, but it was the bullpen there that did the trick. What an unbelievable game when it comes to pitching in the third game on the docket yesterday. Garrett Crochet was absolutely phenomenal. Went 7 2/3, had 11 strikeouts, didn't walk a guy, had 4 hits given up, 1 earned run. One of those, the hits was the solo home run from Volpe, but he was incredible, and he was throwing harder at the end than he was during the game. And Max Fried was really good too. Probably could have stayed in, and they were talking about the long game for the Yankees here. Don't worry about the long game. You got to win this series first to get to the long game. You got to win 2 out of 3 against a team that is pretty damn good. And when you have those lefties that just nullified what the Yankees can bring as far as Rice goes, as far as Chisholm goes, that's a big, big thing. It's a massive deterrent. We'll see what happens with Brian Bayo on the hill today, because you're going to get some left-handed bats into that lineup. The Yankees had the loaded bases in the 9th inning. None out. Loaded cans. But old Chappie comes in, our oldest Chapman, he strikes out Giancarlo Stanton, and that was the big one. That's a guy that's got to come up with a hit there. A right-handed batter, and then the 2 lefties didn't have a sniff either. Weak fly out by Chisholm and another strikeout. So, tough when you are facing, and Chapman's been one of the best pitchers going in the month of September, even going back a little bit about that. And then last night, okay, so now you got Blake Snell. He goes 7 innings, has 9 Ks. So I'm just adding up quickly. The starters yesterday had 40 Ks for Southpaws. Add on a couple more for Chappie. I'm sure there was a few other ones along the road there somewhere with a lefty coming in and getting a strikeout. But left-handed pitching dominated day number 1 of the Major League Baseball playoffs. 2 home runs for Shohei Ohtani last night. 2 home runs for Teoscar Hernandez. Incredible. I mean, if the Dodgers hit like that, they're going to be tough to beat. Their bullpen stinks. It's got to get better. It's leaking. But if you are putting up 10 runs on the board, you got a pretty good chance to win. Text rolling at 833-401-1440. The big news out of the NFL this morning, Dylan Gabriel is going to start for Cleveland, for the Browns, for Joe Flacco. Dylan Gabriel will that's the second rookie quarterback to go in for a Super Bowl champ in consecutive weeks. But Dylan Gabriel, he's in. That was reported this morning by Adam Schefter. And that game's in London, the Browns game against Minnesota. So an early start, 7:30 or whatever it is. So Dylan Gabriel, that would mean, is that Shadur Sanders, number 2 on the depth chart? Who knows what's going on? Text 833-401-1440. Even Harry texted, we talked about this on K97. Yankees will not have to worry about Jays fans going to games. This is commonplace. I mean, this is right now, it's more Boston fans not being able to get to Yankee Stadium. And yes, Toronto Blue Jay fans are trying to go to maybe a game here or two, but they're hosting. Like Canadian fans haven't been able to get down there. This happens all the time in baseball, where and sports, to be honest with you, where your address, when you go to buy a ticket, they'll check it and they say, well, no, we want New York fans. We want the New York base. We don't want Boston Mass fans coming down. That's was talked about yesterday, and that's where we're at with that. Hey, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Wednesday morning. Duke, how many hours of baseball did you watch yesterday?
How many hours did I watch?
Yeah.
0.
None?
I'm
shocked.
I went back home to the farm yesterday. So I listened on ESPN online radio to the first 7-8 innings of Tigers Guardians. Then I switched fields, and unfortunately the reception cell service to stream it in the new closer to the home base at the home quarter at the farm not as good, so it was pretty patchy, kept cutting out, so I just switched over to the radio because I was listening on a Bluetooth speaker, the radio broadcast. So I missed the end of that game, the Cubs game, and then caught the last several innings of the Yankees Red Sox, and then I was listening to Dodgers Reds, but it got out of hand relatively early that I flipped over to some music for the rest of that was on my drive home last night.
Early
So I wasn't as keen on it, but yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a throwback day for me in the sense of listening to some playoff baseball on the audio only format. Some great broadcasts online.
I saved the biggest news yesterday for the end of our first segment here, and that's Kirill Kaprizov. 8 years, 136 million, 17 mil AAV. It's heavily bonus laden. This just sent an absolute shockwaves. I think the fact that he squeezed another mil, they offered him the 8 years at 16 mil, for him to get another mil. Right now, if you rank the top 5 players in the NHL, does Kirill Kaprizov, Duke, does he go in the top 5 for you? Because he's not in my top 5. And the other question, Leon Draisaitl's contract is a steal. We'll get to Connor's situation all morning. But if you're starting a team, I don't think many people are taking Kirill Kaprizov over Leon Draisaitl.
No, I wouldn't be. And then you talk about some of the great defensemen that are around the league. Nate McKinnon, of course, joining Kyle McCarr in Colorado in that conversation. I think Nikita Kucherov still somehow doesn't really get enough credit for what he does down in Tampa Bay. So when you talk about top 5, it's tough to get Kaprizov in there. I'll hear the argument, I'll hear the conversation, but I think it would be at 5, if anything, like the 5th best player. And I think that would be the best argument you could make.
I don't know. I just don't even have him there, dude.
Well, no, neither do I. But what I'm saying is, if somebody were to try and make that argument, how could you put him any higher than 5? And even still, I think that would be a reach, a stretch.
Yeah. McCarr has to be in the top 5.
Definitely.
Okay. So Connor, Leon, and McKinnon are in the top 5. Now, Kucherov has to be in the top 5. So Pasternak is in there. We're talking guys that are really good players and dependable players that play a lot. So this is something we're going to discuss a good chunk of the morning. Kaprizov, before he was hurt last year, was on pace for, I think, a 50-goal season, and well over 112 points would have been his best year yet. But when you look at his, over the course when he came over, and he came over late. The guy was drafted in 2015, spent 5 more years in Russia. Had a 51-point season, then he smoked it up the next year and played his real full season. Had 108 points, but he dropped off to 67 games the next year, 75 the following, just 41 last year. So he was on pace for 112 points last year. If he's healthy, he's a damn good player. I just don't see him being worth 17 mil AAV. Again, Connor's contract, I don't think this affects Connor's contract. He was going to get what he gets anyway. That's going to be something that is really discussed here in the next week. It was, I think, some of the hockey insiders had it on yesterday, just saying that it's not really going to change. Connor holds all the cards here, every one of them. This was a perfect storm for Kirill Kaprizov in the sense that there was cap room. Finally, Parise and Suter came off dead money, buyout money. So finally, there was some money to operate there. But the other guys in Minnesota, when you look at guys that have been signed for pretty good term, pretty good AAV, there was room there. And that's guys like Matt Boldy, who's going to be a big contributor. Rossi just got the 5. They signed Brock Faber to that long extension year prior. So there's going to be money coming off the books in a couple of years too. A guy like Jared Spurgeon, who's going to be he'd be 37 in 2 years. So there's money coming off the books in Minnesota. Maybe down the road. And the other thing too, you can talk about what the number is going to be for the salary cap next year after. I think a lot of agents believe that it's even going to be higher than what it is, what they're projecting. And it may be just by a couple million. Just by a couple million. Bad Nev says 17 mil for a winger. Insanely bad management. Well, coming up in the big program, we're going to talk Major League Baseball in the 720 segment with Jason Beck from MLB.com. Covers the Detroit Tigers. Mark Spector will be with us. Lots to discuss with Spec. Lorianne Munzer off yesterday, so Lorianne said, yeah, we'll do Wednesday for you. David Schlemko should be back. He's okay. 9 o'clock, our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision. We got Ryan Carter, Minnesota Wild analyst, former NHLer. We'll discuss the Kirill Kaprizov contract with Ryan Carter. And then Ian Herbers, U of A Golden Bears head coach. The Bears get things rolling this weekend with a couple of games on home ice at Claire Drake Arena. When we come back, Jason Beck from MLB.com covers the Detroit Tigers. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne. And hey, our title sponsor is back. Our title sponsor is back. Sports Select. Playing Sports Select is easy. Visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code or check out how to play videos for step-by-step guidance. sportselect.com. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
For Sally hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Yeah, waking up tired. Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress, guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of. Like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
As members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel your life affordably, reliably, and safely. Across the province, natural gas keeps Albertans warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. For more information on the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and its members, or to learn more about how natural gas fuels your community, please visit us at fedgas.com. That's fedgas.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 721 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We got Sam the Record Man and Josh Fenwick also in studio with us here at the Sports 1440 studios at West Edmonton Mall, streaming on YouTube and X. I noticed a crazy little thing yesterday that I wasn't too sure about what was going on, and then I did a little research on it just regarding that Chicago Cubs second game today with San Diego. Shota Managaga, Shota, your buddy Shota, Duke. He was a scheduled starter, but apparently he stinks in the first inning so bad that they're going to throw Andrew Kittredge, who threw one inning yesterday. He's going to be the starter for an inning, and then Shota is going to come in and throw the rest of the game. So how are we making out with Jason Beck, Duke? Still working on him? Jason Beck from MLB.com. We will try to get a hold of him as the Detroit Tigers get things rolling today. Game number 2 of their series. Casey Mize will be on the hill against Tanner Bybee. Text 833-401-1440. And the Duke has got Jason Beck. So time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. Their biggest sale of the year includes the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass. It's a Jeep. It's a 4x4, and it includes an 8.4-inch touch-screen keyless entry, starting at $34,900. It's only at stalbertdodge.com. Jason, good to go, Duke, or are you still working on it? Oh, bad connection. So we'll get Jason as soon as we can here. So should mention, too, that the CFR go-around number 1 starts today. And, I mean, it's packed. Rodeo week is packed. They have the chili cook-off today. It's at the Canadian Ice House, then Rogers Place. So you can go to the Ice House. It's $20 for your chili cook-off. And you can eat probably as much as you want, I bet. Patty will let you eat as much as you want. So that's today. And then go-around number 1 down at Rogers Place. You got the Chamber of Commerce free pancake breakfast tomorrow as well. CFR underway today. Go around number 1 down at Rogers Place. All right, time now for the game of the day with Jason Beck from MLB.com, Tigers reporter. Morning, Jason. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Good to be with you.
So, I mean, when you watched Tarek Skubal yesterday in that opener, Jason, that must have been, you must have gone, this is one of the most dominating performances that I've seen a pitcher, to kick off the postseason. How cool was that to watch that, Jason?
Yeah, it was good. That was up there with, what you saw Verlander do, 12, 13 years ago against Oakland in a winner take all. Like, this was, for him to, usually when you see him throw 100 like that early in the game, like he did to the second or third batter, you're wondering if he's going to be able to sustain it, because usually you'll see it either early or late, but maybe not both. And he not only did that, he pretty much sustained it throughout. And, when you saw him get the lead, when the Kinstry bunted the run in, he seemed to find another gear there for that last inning. And, it spoke volumes that AJ let him go into the 8th, which he rarely ever does with guys. And that, what he used to think was, and Tarek admitted that, he thought that was his last inning. And, but he's able to get another one out there.
How do you think he was able to respond, Jason? So the last meeting, it didn't go that well for him in the 6th inning, and all highlighted by the pitch that hit David Fry. How was he able to kind of get it back on track, get it back on the rails for this one?
Yeah, he kind of shrugged it off. He said, that's kind of how he expects the Guardians to try to score against them anymore. This is, they did it to him, his previous time out last week. They scored, I believe it was 3 runs without a ball hit out of the infield. And, it's kind of par for the course with him. So you kind of have to be ready for it. And he kind of seemed to be in this mode where he wasn't going to get off his game again. He knows, he knew they kind of got him off track there last time. Although, last week, admittedly, it was a little bit of a unique occurrence because there was a pitch that hit David Fry, and he was admittedly shaken by that. But I think his focus yesterday was really, that was about as focused as I think I've seen him, for an outing in hostile territory.
Mm-hmm. Jason Beck with us, MLB.com, covers the Tigers and Major League Baseball. To that extent, too, Jason, in the sense, how did AJ Hinch keep everybody, the whole team, after what happened down the stretch where, the Guardians overtook them and Tigers gave up a great big lead? How were they able to just get back on track and not worry about it, just get into the playoffs kind of thing is what AJ Hinch sort of said. But, how did he kind of accomplish that?
Yeah, they focused on, once you get to the postseason, it's 0-0, and everybody's that way. No matter what happened during the year, everybody's got the same record from here, and you start fresh. Mm-hmm. And, they kind of looked at it that way, that no matter what the last few weeks had brought them, that this was their chance to rewrite the script. It didn't really matter what had gone on leading into this. Even though they'd been in Cleveland last week and Cleveland had gone to their place and swept them a week before that. Yeah. So, to be able to kind of put all that behind them, I think was big.
When you look at Cleveland's lineup, Jason, obviously led by Jose Ramirez, but was that just a mental error on his part with that base running error in the 9th inning?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of, you probably should pull it off there. But there's also a case where, you do. This is a team that will try to force mistakes. And, on the one hand, yeah, you're caught there, but the defense has to execute. And, the Tigers talked about that. That's a play that you work on a ton in spring training, but you don't really work on very often after that, if at all. Some teams will go months without practicing that rundown play. Mm-hmm. And, Will Best, to his credit, executed it, flawlessly. He even had the neat little pump fake there. So, you do have to force the defense to do this. These are two teams that will do that. They're not afraid to ask questions of the defense and see if they can execute some throws and some plays that require some mental alertness there.
Jason Beck from MLB.com, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. So Casey Mize goes in game number 2. Had a pretty darn good season and a good September. What are your expectations for Mize this afternoon?
I think you should be able to see, 5 or 6 good innings from him. I don't know how extended he'll be. It seemed like last time in Boston with that great outing, he did seem to wear down a little bit near the end. And that's where that Boston comeback kind of got its legs. But, his pitch execution was very good. Mm-hmm. And he was able to not only throw with velocity, but sustain it through the first couple turns through the order. And that'll be key. And also finishing up the hitters, which has been, kind of a bugaboo for him for much of the season. This is a tough team to strike out at times, although, you saw Tarek make that look fairly easy at times yesterday. But generally, this is a team that can really grind out at-bats. And Casey talked about it yesterday that, sometimes with these guys, you have to change your mindset. And instead of being overly focused on the strikeout and being able to get to strike 3, you instead focus on getting the soft contact and let your defense, execute the play for you and be able to potentially stay in the game longer.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Jason, we saw, lineup yesterday because of Skubal in there that was heavily on the other side of the plate. I would imagine it's going to really change today in game 2. I would say 2-3 guys for sure coming out and 3 guys coming in, maybe Kafis, George Valera possibly. And I only see one right-handed batter that probably would go today, and that's Gabriel Arias. What about this heavily shifted left-hand and switch hitting lineup that Mize will see?
Yeah, that's going to be a test for him. And, he didn't face these guys last week in Cleveland. They faced him a couple weeks ago, and they were able to get 3 runs on him in 5+ innings. But he wasn't part of that series last week. So there's a little bit of relative freshness, I guess. But, it will test Casey in terms of, can he get that splitter going? It's really kind of been, a Jekyll and Hyde pitch for him at times this year. He doesn't get overly reliant on it when he's on, but if it's effective, I wouldn't be surprised to see him ride it a little bit. This was obviously his big pitch coming out of college. He's had it at times in his career, and then he's lost it for stretches. He became, really focused more on the slider at times, and that was a big pitch for him last time out against the Red Sox. But that splitter can be pretty nasty on even good hitters, when he's got it going. So I'll be curious to see how he does with that in the early innings.
Yeah, Jason Beck, MLB.com, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Is Riley Green the straw that stirs the drink for the Tigers? Is it that clear? I mean, Torkelson had a really good year too. Maybe your thoughts on who the leaders of this team are.
Yeah, this is Riley's team. It's been that way for a while. It's something you don't usually say out of a 24-year-old, especially with some older guys around him. But just the way he plays, his personality, and just the role he has on this team, having come up through the system and been the guy for a while, he has that presence. So to watch him struggle at the plate for a while now, it has been relatively tough. But he's mentally tough about it. And I think, whenever you watch him, you figure he's a swing away from doing something big. Unfortunately, sometimes he gets too focused on the big swing per se.
Yeah.
But, he is a key to this team winning ball games, and he is the electric bat and one of those guys where whether it's a lefty or a righty on the mound, he's in there and he's in the heart of the order.
If it goes to game 3, is it Jack Flaherty for sure in your mind for starting pitcher for the Tigers?
Yeah, it'll be Jack Flaherty to start, but I imagine it'll be all hands on deck. They've got Tyler Holton, obviously. They've got Brand Herter, 2 lefties who I expect AJ to use aggressively to counter the left-handed hitters in their lineup, especially since he didn't have to use either of them yesterday.
Yeah.
And you also have Troy Melton, who pitched very well against these guys last week to help them, to help the Tigers get a game out of that series. That's kind of the role that they've envisioned for him since moving him to the bullpen, is that he can come in and get them, 2, 3, maybe even 3+ innings, when he's right. And, if they sense that Jack is vulnerable to this lineup, they might go to Melton in almost like a piggyback type setting.
Melton's been good, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's been very good. And, for a rookie, he doesn't get flummoxed. You don't see him, sensing the moment. He's a very even keel, laid back California kid. And that really helps him on the mound.
Hey, Jason, did you get a chance to watch a little of the Boston Yankees game 1?
I did, yeah. I was watching that as I was having dinner last night.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Again, lefties yesterday. I think it's between the starters and even Blake Snell. I think I've counted 40 Ks between
the starting 4 lefties. Unreal.
Yeah, that's man. Yeah, what Crochet was able to do. You watch that pitch count climbing, and he's still executing at like at 99, 100. That just really impressive stuff. And it's just a reminder just how much that bona fide number one starter means in a postseason series, especially one where it's best out of 3.
Yeah, no kidding. We'll enjoy game number 2 today, Jason. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And also enjoy the rest of the postseason. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Will do. Thanks for having me on, Kevin. Good talking ball with you.
Yeah, that's Jason Beck, MLB.com. And our game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, the biggest sale of the year on right now on the 2025 Jeep Compass, starting at $34,900 only at StAlbertDodge.com. Text rolling in 833-401-1440. A little earlier, the King of Fort Nasty texted in and said, "Good morning, KK and Duke." The Duke in his top 5 for steer judging. Would be at the top, but he has a soft spot for Simmental. Did I miss something here, Duke?
There was an error in the text. I assume it's
Yes.
obviously about Kaprizov. We were talking about where he is in the top 5, so maybe Kaprizov would be in my top 5 for steer judging, or I'm in the top 5.
Oh, but then you replied, you were a main Anjou guy.
Yeah, that was because we showed some cattle when I was growing up, 4-H, and then a little bit beyond that as well, and yeah, we were the main Anjous.
Okay. I've heard of the Charlet Hefford cross, but the Buncha Tan Whiteface, what's this one all about?
Well, I think that's just a shorthand bunch of tan whiteface.
Oh, I can't. It's
the Charlet Hereford cross would generate such a look of the whiteface from the Herefords going across with the more mellow coloring of a Charlet with a yellow or white or something like that.
That's not very good texting by
the first one had an error or two in it somewhere that maybe helped it lose its meaning somewhere in the scheme, but hey, got across.
We'll get to some of your texts. 833-401-1440. When we come back, it's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube and X. Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from, with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
A Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Karius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 741 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube and X. I saw a thing about the Babe Ruth True Rookie card going to auction today, I think, or maybe sometime in the next few days for $7 million. I'm still trying to figure out what the difference between the True Rookie card and the other ones were. It says the 1914 Baltimore News Ruth, which was considered by many to be the true rookie card of the Sultan of SWAT, was an 11-card set released by a Baltimore newspaper. So then 2 versions of cards were issued, one in red, one in blue. Just 10 copies have been graded. Last time one of these went, it was same copy, $7.2 million. I don't know, how do you keep one of these things around for that long? $7 million for a baseball card. Text 833-401-1440. Schwackhammer chimes in. Morning, guys. Couple of things. What the hell was Miami wearing for the game on Monday night? We never talked about it because we were off yesterday. So horrible comes to mind. Could not read the logo on the helmet either. 17 million reasons. Connor was waiting for that kid in on the Minnesota Wild. Does that change the narrative for his contract? No, I don't think it does. Great win for the Esks on and up, and the Blue Jays seem to be looking to play Boston. Just my guess after last night. Ontario Momes text in 833-401-1440. I cannot believe they paid a winger who scores less, gets less points, doesn't play shorthanded, doesn't take faceoffs, hasn't won any trophies. $3 million more than Leon Draisaitl, who's a center with a faceoff, a winning percentage higher than 50, and gets Selke trophy votes. Yikes. That is, I mean, when you look at it again, I don't know anyone who's taken Kirill Kaprizov over Leon Draisaitl, and it was a perfect storm. We touched on this off the top. Just an absolute perfect storm for Kaprizov. His team, for the most part, those 2 contracts come off. They're still paying a little bit for him. I think around $800,000 or so in Suter and Parise. They were paying almost $14.5 million between the 2. So that frees up some money. They had a bunch of guys already signed, and we mentioned Boldy, Faber, and the cap. It's going up. Everything was a perfect storm for him to sign this deal. But there was sure a lot of talk yesterday. What's it going to do for the rest of these players? You know, the players that were like what, like $9-10 million, those guys are going to be over 13 now. Everything's going up. Everything is going up. There was actually an article, and I just have to find, let me click on it, but it was a line from Bob Goodnow, who passed away just a few months ago, the former NHLPA president. And the quote from Bob Goodnow, and this was going back to, if you want to call it, when they really got things going, 30 years ago, and they started to release salaries. And Bob Goodnow said, we need to do this. The players thought it was a mistake to release salaries, but it was far from it. It was the exact opposite. And it's one of the reasons why now everyone goes, well, he's making that, I should be making this. The quote from Bob Goodnow is, "A rising tide raises all ships." Everyone's going to be making more money. Everyone. Might not be like the low guys. You're still going to have those $1 million players. You're still going to have them. Matt and Leduc with a little Gene Principe punt. Perfect storm for Kaprizov. I bet he's thrilled. Guaranteed, as in Bill guaranteed. Daryl says, what auction is that on? I have no idea. Could probably find it for you. Usually these are on Sotheby's and all the main auction sites. So I just have just check it out, Daryl. But Corey, if the Oilers were in the same situation as Minnie, they would have had to do the same thing or he walks. Look at all the bums the Oilers had to overpay to play for them. Well, I don't know about that, Corey. I mean, it's pretty harsh. There were two there, KK. Matt says thrilled, as in Kirill, the thrill. Duke, are you still where Connor's situation is? I mean, we've only talked about this for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Saravalli back tomorrow with us?
He sure is.
Is that right? Well, Frank's been saying about the fact of, if this isn't done when the season starts, then what's the next deadline, if you want to call it that?
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to talking to Frank after several months, Duke. So he's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
I believe so. I'm planning on chatting with Frank this afternoon to confirm that still works best for his schedule, as it kind of aligns with ours. If we need to tweak some things, so be it. But I do believe the plan for tomorrow at bare minimum is that usual 8:20 Thursday segment.
Really?
Pretty good stuff.
So back-to-back like we have been doing, like Speck and then Frank?
Mm-hmm.
Back-to-back hockey insiders.
Can't beat it.
No. So again, I mean, the longer this goes, I got into it with Rashog and mostly Rashog up top. We talked about it extensively 2 games ago at the Oilers. He says there's no way they can possibly trade him. I know he's got a no movement clause. We know that. Gregor says too, they're not trading him ever. But don't you think if it gets going all the way, like if it keeps going for months and months, does Stan Bowman not have to, if he's not doing this, as in asking Connor, what are you doing here? I might need 3-4 teams where you could waive your no trade. He's not doing his job then, if that's the case. Text 833-401-1440. Rob says, Kevin, with all these salaries going up, the general public will not be able to afford to go to these games anymore. You're not incorrect there, Rob. Look what happens in Toronto. It is corporate. And what do they say all the time? You watch the seats and everyone's down underneath. They're having a glass of wine or whatever. All you have to do is watch a Hockey Night in Canada game, and you see that. Um, 833-401-1440. Bad Captain says 97 has to be traded by the deadline, if not signed. I think we're getting way ahead of ourselves, for one thing. And I don't want to put all this stuff in people's heads. I still, honestly, I believe something's going to get done here in the next little while. How you say little while, that's the bad thing, because no one knows what a little while is. But I would be very surprised if this continues on. And the one thing that I did mention, like even talking to Schauger, that this is going to fester. It festers. It will fester. And he was, what do you mean fester? I said, it's just going to fester. It's in the city, in the room, everywhere. It's going to be the topic all the time. And what about when you get down? What about when you get down to, if it carries through into the second half of the season? What happens? What happens at that point? The Oilers entertainment group goes up to you, the season ticket holder, or you, a fan that wants to go to playoff hockey, and says, well, here's the playoff package, but we also need your deposit, and that you're going to buy season tickets for 26, 27. Now, do you want to do that? If you don't know that Connor McDavid isn't going to be here? Again, it's just getting more and more. Matt Leduc says you don't trade 97 at the deadline. He'd be a self-rental. Try to get something for his rates at the draft. But what do you get, Matt? What do you get? What did the Leafs get for Mitch Marner? And we're talking Mitch Marner over Connor. The text that says about Cates and Bowman, please give us your name. I don't have a name on that. We'll read it if you get it. Anything on the text line, Duke? Because they're just coming in pretty fast here. Am I missing anything?
I think you've nailed off most of them. All kind of obviously, as is the case, as soon as this conversation topic gets broached about McDavid's future in an Oilers uniform or potentially elsewhere, lots of impassioned messages come in, some on each side, about have to trade him, no way you trade him, as you kind of broke down there. It's a lose-lose situation if you are in the chair of Stan Bowman, because if McDavid is not willing to sign, well, if you trade him, there's no way you win the trade, essentially, because no team is going to give up the number of assets that depletes their team to get Connor. And Connor's going to, like, in terms of a team he would be willing to waive to go to, right? A competitor, a contender, or you wait and run out the clock with him on a playoff run and then he leaves for nothing. Well, then you're in the same boat. So I remain, and this is purely just my brain and my own thoughts, that like an extension will get done. It's just continues to be the matter of how long will it be, the years on the deal and the dollar figure. That's where I remain. It's kind of where I've been for the past several months anyway.
Basically shifting gears big time here, because I mentioned Dylan Gabriel starting at quarterback for the Browns in London against Minnesota. There's a post, and I didn't know it was this many. Browns starting quarterback since Baker Mayfield last played in 2021. Have you seen this guy's jersey, Duke? It's
just the post 2021 jersey. I haven't seen that one. I've seen the entire Browns franchise, reborn version of it, since they got the second crack at it. That jersey's extensive.
Yeah, and this guy has couch on it, and so since 2021, it's Gabriel, Flacco, Bailey Zappi, Dorian Thompson, Robinson, Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson, Jeff Driscoll, PJ Walker, Jacoby Brissett, Case Keenum. Since 1999, Gabriel is the 41st quarterback since 1999, and this guy's got an old. It's actually took a lot of work to do this jersey. If you've seen it, it's making the rounds on social media right now with all of the quarterbacks since 1999. If you look at on the left-hand side, Duke, fifth from the top, Jeff Garcia. That's how. I mean, what do you think about this? And there's no more room in this guy's jersey. That's what the Adam Schefter's saying. One other note that I wanted to just mention, that today, on this date in 1979, Chris Berman started his career at ESPN. It's his 46th anniversary today. You think about a guy that, in broadcasting history, in sports broadcasting history, this is a guy that has done so many things and still going. 46 years at ESPN. Apparently, there's a documentary coming out about ESPN. This is a text or a tweet from Bill Hoffmeyer. So anyway, 46 years. ESPN started. 833-401-1440. We'll get to some of your texts as the morning gets going. Top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Also coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist. We've got David Schlemko, our co-host, from 9 to 11 for Cougar Paint and Collision at 9 o'clock. Ryan Carter, Minnesota Wild analyst, former NHLer, will bust down this Kirill Kaprizov massive 8-year, $136 million, $17 million AAV contract with the Minnesota Wild. And then Ian Herbers from the University of Alberta Golden Bears will check in at 10:20. We'll also go in or out with Schlemmer. After a week off, Schlemmer was feeling under the weather last week. And now we touched on it off the top. A lot of Oiler guys not feeling too well. Even Coach Knobloch, when you listen to him and hear him and look at him, he's not feeling 100 per either, is he? Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights, Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
In case you missed it, yesterday, Minnesota Wild star left winger Kirill Kaprizov extending with the club 8-year, $136 million deal. That will make it the richest contract in NHL history. And the $17 million AAV that begins next season will be the highest counting against the salary cap since being introduced in 2005. NHL preseason action yesterday, 8 games total, including Panthers losing to the Lightning 3-2, Canadiens blanking the Senators 5-0. Red Wings over the Blackhawks 3-1. Jets lose to the Wild 3-2. And in the nightcap, the Kings top the Mammoth also 3-2. MLB playoffs getting underway yesterday with the wild card series in the American League. Great day from Tarek Skubal. He holds the Guardians to just 1 run. Tigers take it 2-1. And the Yankees, they fall to the Red Sox 3-1 over in the National League. Padres losing at Wrigley to the Cubs 3-1. And the Dodgers, they double up on the Reds. Pair of home runs from Shohei Ohtani. They win it 10-5. NFL news, Cleveland Browns benching veteran quarterback Joe Flacco, turning to freshly drafted Dylan Gabriel as starting quarterback for this weekend's game against Minnesota in London. And WNBA playoffs, Aces need overtime if they get past the Fever 107-98 to take it in 5 games. They will open up the WNBA finals on Friday against the Mercury. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, as well as Olympic gold medalist Lori Ann Munzer. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
So I took this pumpkin to Metal Supermarkets for carving. Turns out they don't do that, but that's okay. They did help me with a new steel shelf for my garage, cut and bent to my exact specifications in no time. Can't wait to build it this weekend. As for this big orange pumpkin, I think I'll just toss on a toupee and call it Mr. President. Too easy. Metal Supermarkets, the local convenience stores for Southside, West End, Metal Supermarkets.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, with you on Sports 1440. Also got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man here. We are streaming on YouTube and X. And time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Northgate has extended their goal to feed 500 families into October. That's good news. For every truck sold, they will feed a family of 4. They are very close to reaching that goal, too. Northgate, this truck is for you. As we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Spec, got a little text from you yesterday about like 7:15 in the morning.
Yeah, well, you think someone would send out an email, tell us if we're working or not?
I think I told you that. No, didn't we talk about this a week
Nobody
earlier?
told me.
I
You know me, Kev. I'm up and ready for work every day. I'm just ready to go, man.
Yeah, you know, I got
want
up yesterday. I got up yesterday at the same time, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing?
Well, you old guys always get up early, you know.
Well, for other things, but that's at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, the whole thing, Spec.
Never mind. Get your sleep in. We got lots of baseball to watch today.
Lots of baseball, and then a week till Oilers season opens. Several guys sick. Even Coach Knobloch doesn't sound or look too good, does he either?
No, he had a wicked cold yesterday. I stayed clear of him.
Yeah.
A couple guys missed practice. He had a cold. You know, one of those deals. I guess it just, head cold, coughing, sneezing. So, yeah, they were rolling through practice. It's rolling through their dressing room, I should say. So, hopefully I guess get it done now and be ready to go, 9 days from now or whatever it is, 8 days from now. Should be. Is it a week? When do they play? A week today?
A week from tonight. Yep. Calgary.
Okay, so basically 8 days. Let's hopefully everyone's healthy by then. I'm kind of looking forward to getting through this preseason, Kev.
Yeah, it's just too long again. It feels even longer right now. I don't know why. And it's only been going for what, 2.5 weeks? It feels like it's been 2.5 months.
I think it's because our season ends with such vital hockey. You know, we spent 2 months watching games where, like, look at the Oilers. They go down 2-0 to the Kings in the first round. And ever since then, it was like life or death hockey we were watching and covering and talking about every day on the radio. And then you take a couple months and you come back and it's just they play an exhibition game and you're like, oh my God, is this ever meaningless by comparison? So I think it's different now than it used to be. Training camp used to be so important because there was all these jobs open and there was always a hot 18-year-old rookie trying to make the team. And now not only are the games boring, but there's barely any jobs open. Although I'd say this, Kev, I think there's a few more jobs than we thought might be open this year.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, you might be right in that a lot. Zach Hyman being out. That's a big one there to start. So another spot there. And guys have pressed. Guys have pushed, I think. And we've noticed some guys that have been maybe better than what we thought they might have been starting camp. I just got to mention, Spec, that your buddy Elliot Friedman reporting that Luke Hughes and the New Jersey Devils are closing in on a 7-year, $9 million extension.
Okay, that's what I just got that text while we were talking.
Oh, yeah. Just wanted
that.
To get that out of
I don't want to hear that if I'm in Vancouver. I don't want to hear that.
Well, why?
Because, I think that there was a little bit of hope that maybe you could get a couple of Quinn Hughes' brothers to come see him. But
you thought they did? No, I always thought it was going the other way. No.
Well, we all did, but I guess my point is they were holding out some hope that maybe we can keep Quinn Hughes and just entice his brothers here where their contracts are up. But that ain't. That's clearly not happening now. I'm not saying for sure that Quinn Hughes leaves, but that's a very real possibility. And the people I know out there tell me that decision will be made by the Canucks after this season. He's got this year and next year left in his deal. But if he tells them he's not going to resign there, they'll trade him next summer.
So Jack Hughes spec is locked up till 2030. Now Luke Hughes would be locked up till whatever 2033, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And Quinn Hughes is up after 2 seasons from now.
Yeah. Well,
so hate to see. You just. My buddy Ian McIntyre says it would be the biggest trade in Vancouver Canucks history if they had to move Quinn Hughes.
So if they moved him to Jersey, you're looking at a lot of young talent, obviously. because you're rebuilding. And
that's a weird trade.
Yep.
Right. It's a weird trade because everybody knows he's leaving Vancouver to do one thing, sign with New Jersey as a free agent. So the other 30 teams, like you could trade him to someone for a year, but they know they're not going to get to keep him. So your return would be not so great. And if you trade in New Jersey says, well, we're your only trading partner, bud. So your return might not be so great.
I'd have to check the Devil's pipeline too, Spec.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Jersey, how much am I giving up when I know he's coming as a free agent?
Yeah, exactly. So the big deal yesterday, Kirill Kaprizov, Spec, 8 years, 136 million, AAV, 17 mil. I don't know, it's a lot of dough for a guy. I think it's too much money for him.
I don't think so. He's their best player by far. He's their franchise player. I think what people are getting wrong here, though, is they're saying, well, he got 17, so Connor's got to get 18 or 19 because he's that much better. He is that much better, but he signed for 8 years. And the way these contracts work, everyone knows this. The longer it is, the more you're getting because the cap's going to rise for 8 years. If Connor signs a 4-year deal, he doesn't necessarily get more than 17. Maybe he gets 17 or 16, but he's not coming in at 4 years, 19. He can come in at whatever he wants. Don't get me wrong. But the way the contracts work is he doesn't necessarily have to make more than Kaprizov. And I know the union would want Connor McDavid to make more than everybody else. I'm not sure Connor McDavid cares if he's the highest paid player in hockey.
I don't know either, but I mean, there's still a pecking order, is there not?
Pecking order.
Well, there is. I mean, do you have Kirill Kaprizov in your top 5 players in the NHL right now?
He's hovering around 7 or 6 or 8 or something like that. No. I guess the answer is no.
Yeah.
But again, it's about your franchise, Kev. It's about you signing the best player that you have. If it's about Vancouver signing Quinn Hughes, it's about Calgary signing Dustin Wolf. It's about Edmonton's blessed; they got 2 unbelievably superstar guys. But it's
well, the thing is too, Spec. I mean, Minnesota wouldn't have been able to do this right now had Rossi come in at 5, had Boldy signed long term for 7 mil, had Brock Faber signed at 8.5 for long term, right through till 2033. So, and again, the other thing too is it was a perfect storm. As I said this off the top, it's a perfect storm for Kaprizov. The 2 guys come off the books in Suter and Parise. They're still paying a little bit, but not a whole hell of a lot like it was before. So it was a perfect storm for him.
Yep. And he is a good player. Like, I know he's a winger, not a center. And he's not as good a player as Draisaitl.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no one in hockey would argue that point. Draisaitl is a better player. He's also a little older, but he's a better player. And Draisaitl makes 14.5. This guy makes 17. But again, this is Minnesota saying, we're not getting another Kaprizov here. We got to keep this guy. We got to make him happy. 8-year deal for 17. By the time we get 4 years into this thing, he's going to be way down the NHL pecking order in terms of salary. We won't be talking about it anymore.
Yeah, he's 1 year younger. 1 year younger than Leon. That's it. So
only 1 year?
Yeah, just 1 year. He's 28. Leon's 29.
He's just played less time in the NHL. But anyway,
he was drafted, Spec, in 2015. Never came to the NHL till 2020.
Yeah. So that's where you lose your 5 years right there. But anyway, listen, I got no problem with Billy Guerin making that signing. I don't have any problem with it at all. I think it's, they got to stay competitive in Minnesota. That team's barely a playoff team. And when they are, they lose in the first round. Like without Kaprizov, I'm not sure they sell tickets there. So they got to make that signing. And I think it's good work by Billy Guerin. Got him for 8 years. You can build around him.
I get it too. Like Leopold said, he has a 5-year cup window. But think about, again, Spec, you got with Makar, I assume Makar is going to stay in Colorado. You got Makar and McKinnon there. You got Dallas. You got Winnipeg. It's hard even to crack the top 3 in this division.
Yeah. Is that the best division in hockey?
I would think it is. Yeah. I mean, some people may think the Atlantic right now only because you got the Cup champions and Ottawa's coming on, Montreal's coming on. But I look at it, they are, Spec, they are. But
those teams are just coming on now. Like, they haven't done anything yet. They made the playoffs once. Oh boy. Like, they're going to be good. Sure, they're going to be good, but Montreal ain't Winnipeg or Dallas. Ottawa isn't Colorado or even Minnesota, in my opinion, at this point.
As I said, there's 3 teams that are probably better than Minnesota right now in that division.
Oh, for sure there are. Absolutely. So yes, it's to me, that's the best division in hockey. And let them fight it out. All I know is the Oilers came out of the Pacific and walked through Dallas in 5 games last year. So I guess let's see where it goes.
Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. How much baseball did you watch yesterday, Spec?
Oh, a great deal. I did. I watched the Cubs game while I was writing. I saw Eric Zabrowski come in and do his job, man. A key strikeout for Cleveland. I know they didn't win, but he was fantastic. He just gets better and better. Nice to see Detroit win. I'm happy. I'm kind of happy for Detroit. They were kind of choking that thing away, so it's a big win on the road for them. Cubbies, I believe their relievers came in and got out 11 consecutive batters to end the game.
4.2, 4 2/3. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, you know what? That was good. And then I did see, I mean, the Yankees have got to be kicking themselves. Will they have the bases loaded and nobody out in the 9th inning?
Yeah, nobody out. But again, with a left-handed lineup, and now I saw, I think it was Jazz Chisholm post-game last night, bitching and whining that he didn't play and didn't start. And he went in as basically a defensive replacement and then batted against Chapman and had a weak fly ball as a, it's lefty-lefty matchup. And I mean, nobody was hitting Crochet from the left side of the plate except for Bellinger, other
Crochet
than that.
was unbelievable. But I mean, fast forward to the 9th inning, you got the bases loaded. I can't believe they don't send that guy on the fly ball.
Well,
like you got bases loaded, you got guys coming in behind him. You're gonna have men on 2nd and 3rd. Send them. Like, take a shot. That ball was the throw was way up the line. Like, you're down 2-1 in a playoff game with nobody out. Send the man from 3rd. Make them make the play to get you out.
I'm disagreeing with you there, Spec, because that run is meaningless. It's
when
3-1.
You lose 2-1. When you lose 2-1,
no. Whoa. It was 3-1.
3-1, whatever.
So
like when
if that guy throws you out at home plate, you can't end the game like that because there's no way. Where it was lost was loaded bases, and you got Giancarlo Stanton up, and he's a right-handed batter against Chapman. He's got to get a hit for you there.
No, put the ball in play. Like, theoretically, you can tie the game on 2 sac flies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a sac fly and the right ball to the right side. So, I mean, the Yankees set their tables, honestly, if it's a 3-1 game, it's bases loaded, none out, and I ask you, who you putting your $100 on? I'm not sure. The Yankees got a big bunch of hitters coming up. I might bet the Yankees, and they didn't even put the ball in play.
Well,
right? 2 of their guys didn't put it in play.
The 3 hits that they got off Chapman in the 9th, Spec, weren't exactly hard hit balls either. And then again, the matchup started to go in the favor of the Red Sox, and that's how they did it the whole game. I mean, they kept Rice on the bench. That was critical. I mean, the only reason that Chisholm's batting is because he went in as a defensive replacement.
Yeah.
So
anyway, good for the Bo Sox to walk in there and win a ball game. These series are quick. They don't even change cities, right? They play all 3 games in each town.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. What do they do with the 5-game series coming up? Do they go 3-2 or what do they do?
It's a good question. I'm not even sure. I'll have to check.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. But these are quick series. Like, some of them are going to end today. They're going to last for 2 days.
Aaron is on you, Spec. He says, Spec, Goldie is 48 years old. How fast do you think he can run?
Where did the throw end up?
It was up the line, but you don't know that as a guy that's tagging.
No, you don't know that. But when you're desperate,
meaningless.
See, I come from the school where, especially when you got guys behind the runner.
Well, then they should have pinch hit or pinch run for him.
Well, no, whatever. I come from the school where when you're a little bit desperate, you force the other team to make a play, right? You say, make a play, get me out. You make a good play, you get me out. That's fine. Had they forced Boston to make a play in that instance, the play didn't get made. The throw was horrible. So I know it's 50-50 hindsight, but that's how I feel. That's how I approach the game. When I'm desperate, I say, I got to take a little chance here and make the other team make a play. Boston did not make that play, right? The throw was horrible. So I'm not telling you I knew beforehand, but I am telling you in hindsight, my school of thinking would have scored a run there.
Hindsight's 2020 spec. I'm not
It
saying
is.
him. I think it was the right call. And again, it's Goldschmidt. He's not fast. If I would have done, if that was the case and they were going to send him, then they would have pinch ran for him.
Well, and now they're down 1-0. So I guess we all agree.
Well, they're not. I don't know if that's the reason they're down, because Weaver was a pig when he came in, and they probably should have left. They probably should have left Freed in.
Yeah, maybe. You guys from Melville, just because you gave the world Terry Poole, you think you know everything about baseball.
Love you, Spec. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you later. That's Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC, powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts, 833-401-1440. Got a little open time. We'll maybe yak at the Duke. Lorianne Munzer coming up at 8:40 to check in. We're going to, you know what, we didn't talk about a whole hell of a lot on Monday was the Canadian women's rugby team. So I think we'll touch on that with Lorianne. It was just a wonderful run. Just came up short in the championship game to England, but you can see how, the old Red Rosies are as good as it gets. And that's just a team that was not going to be denied. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, presented by Sports Select. And we're also streaming on YouTube and X. Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:22 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you. We also got Sam the Record Man, Josh Fenwick with you. We're streaming on YouTube and X. Sam, was that your song that you decided to put on? Or was that Duke pressing buttons that I don't even know about?
That was my choice to put on the radio there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that because you're a big Canadian Finals rodeo guy?
No. It just kind of came to the top of my head there.
Oh, I see. So I assume you're not going to be going to the CFR, Sam?
Maybe. If I can find a way to get there, then definitely.
Well, just take your bike.
Well, like, I kind of need money to get in.
Oh, wow. You just flash that new press pass that you got and just slide right in there.
Maybe that would work. Like I said, I'll find a way in.
Just go into the back door and you say, you're here just to interview a bit of the livestock. See what they say.
Yeah.
Duke, are you going to the Canadian Finals rodeo this week?
Yeah, I'm hoping to head down for at least one of the evenings. Like Sam, I need to get my hands on some tickets, but I do know I got an email from some of the great folks in the building here the other day that there might be some up for grabs. So see if I'll let, of course, the actually important people parse through the tickets that are available, and if there's any scraps left over, I might jump on them myself to go down and take it in.
So we got the chili cook-off today at the Canadian Ice House.
That's where we should be.
Yes, well, Patty, our
we
buddy
should have been
Patty.
broadcasting live from there this morning.
Well, it's from 4 to 9:30. Are people?
Well, the prep,
but yeah, I
have a feeling when you're making chili, Kev, it's got to be like
the day before.
It's hours of preparation, getting everything properly chopped. The different containers for like different stages of adding to.
I think they got to marry themselves a little more than what, have it the next, serve it the next day, make it the prior.
You want the full, the slowest. I'm inclined to agree with you. When we would do chili cook-off events for Bar None Week in my U of A days with the Agriculture Club, a 2-time winner, not to brag, it was very much like this, where it was like, yeah, show up at this time, and then we're serving it an hour and a half, 2 hours later is your prep time. So some people would come, like they did do it a lot in advance, but that to me took the fun out of it because we were cooking it inside the crop science building down on South Campus. Is like a crock pot or a hot plate plugged into a random outlet on counter space along the wall. Not the most sterile conditions at times as well.
And you're Texas style, no beans?
No. I need beans in my chili. Yeah, I tried a few different recipes in the times we won the event. One of which was like with some chocolate, some cocoa powder in there, just a little sweet kick to it, sweet and spicy. And then the second time, this was a unique one because the theme was down on the farm, and so we went with KFC, Kentucky Fried Chili. And we didn't use chicken because that's blasphemous in my opinion, but we put quite a bit of bourbon in it actually. And
nothing wrong with that.
Well, to an extent, I think I firmly believe we overdid it with the bourbon, but our presentation, the spiel, the costumes, they were all on point enough that we were able to take home our second chili cook-off championship in 3 years.
Yeah. So would you do the pulled brisket beef over the ground beef?
I think ground beef, tried and true, is the way to go. I'm not against. I have tried versions with a pulled pork or a pulled beef in there as well, or in place of. But to me, the classic, it's chili. You don't gotta go crazy on it. Like, let the meat do the talking and keep it simple. So ground beef is perfectly fine for me as long as it's seasoned and spiced properly.
Have to rewind to Monday night because we had no show yesterday.
That's right, Kev.
We split, right?
We did, yeah. We each correctly picked our games.
They were bad games too.
I heard this, or maybe I saw it online, I can't recall, but it was almost like when you get the double dip of a primetime slate, in this case Monday Night Football, you're kind of hoping that at least one of them is good, right? And going into this, it didn't really look like that would be plausible. When you get two bad games, it's almost actually like you're watching 3 bad games. Like 2 negatives do not make a positive. 2 negatives make an extra negative.
The one thing that I was happy about is that when one game, the first game, would go to the Jets and Dolphins, when they went to commercial break and you flipped over, the other game was on.
Like, yeah, the time stagger was pretty good. Yeah. I do agree. And we had that text earlier about the Dolphins uniforms. I really couldn't disagree more.
Yeah.
I thought I really liked them. I thought the helmets in particular were really slick. Now, I might be in the minority there because we had that text. Our resident Dolphins fan, Donovan Paulson, he replied to my tweet saying that he despised them, essentially, was not a big fan. I thought it was great. The blackout kind of style for a night game, I really liked them.
Tim texts in, I want to know which event Duke would be the best at if he were in the CFR.
Oh boy. Someone asked me this in the building last week when we were
Mutton
getting
busting?
ready for it. Well, I was a prolific mutton buster in my very youth.
The wild pony?
No, I've never done the wild pony milking. I've done the wild cow milking, which isn't an actual rodeo event, more is just like intermission entertainment. Trot out a bunch of idiots out there to try and wrangle down a Brahma cow.
So I don't see you as in any of the riding events. I just don't
like rough stock, you mean?
Well, you're not a bull rider. You're not saddle bronc. You're not bareback. Take those events out, okay?
Okay, so
take those 3 out.
First of all, I agree.
Okay.
But I actually do have the build of a bull rider. I'm short. I'm pretty stocky.
You're too thick, Duke. Those guys are wiry. You're too thick, man.
Now. But like, what about me in my prime?
No.
I would have been right there. And keep in mind, like, that is something I have some mild experience doing. Now, granted, it was some Holstein pale bunters I was riding around the yard, but I didn't have a rope or anything. I was just totally, you talk about bareback in it. That was as bad as it gets. So, and I'm not a horseman, right? Grew up with horses. I know how to ride them, but it is not my forte. So I would also probably eliminate the likes of team roping, tie down roping.
Yeah, those are
so
it leaves me with one event.
There's one obvious one, I think.
Steer
and
wrestling.
I was gonna say, don't you dare say barrel racing. Because then I'd have to stay on the horse for a long time for that too. But no, but you're right. Steer wrestling is the perfect fit because I have to be on the horse, but hopefully for as short of time as possible, I get to fall off of it, controlled falling off of it, and then I get to use this bulky upper body I have and wrangle.
I just have a bad feeling like it'd be like the old Western movies, Duke, like the comedies where your cowboy boot gets caught in the stirrup and the horse is going one way, the steer is going the other, and your leg doesn't know which way to go.
That would fit with me. Like it just would be par for the course. I'm a notoriously unlucky person. It would be very, very on brand for me. But I think Bulldog would be the way to go for me. Now, would I be any good at it? No. But,
well, again, if you got to think too, for the Bulldoggers, there's two ways to go about it. You're either taking a bigger steer that's slower, or you're taking a faster steer that's easier to wrestle down. Now, what do you want? Or do you want something in the middle?
Right.
I don't know. Like for you to and I wouldn't even, I'll tell you what, Duke, if you did it, I wouldn't even care about the 10-second penalty with the, the rope with your horse.
Like to break my barrier.
I don't care. You
I
go
gotta get
whenever
out
you
there.
want.
Yeah.
But I'm just worried about your dismount.
It's not as easy as they make it look. I'll say that.
Well,
I
these guys
think
practice like
rodeo, much like so many other professional sports, when you watch them on TV and maybe in person as well, you really don't appreciate actually how difficult it is. There's a lot more that goes into it than as I maybe led to believe of the story, fall off your horse and try and wrangle this steer down to the ground. A little bit more difficult than that.
Text 833-401-1440. Both Team Dean and Aaron say, did Duke just say wild pony milking? No one said
wild
that.
cow milking. There's wild horse, wild pony races, and wild cow milking.
And years ago, they don't do it anymore for the wild pony races, and that's usually with 3 kids, right?
Younger people,
Yeah.
teams of 3.
They got the masks on and everything.
Now
they do. Yeah,
not always the case.
I went in one of those.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Any success?
No.
It's hard, man.
Yeah, none.
Those things are nuts.
But they also give the prod back in the day. They don't do that anymore, do they?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I don't think they have to. I think that the rough stock breeding programs have gotten so good that these tiny little horses are as rank as they come.
Well, the 3 of us, there was one guy that was so useless they should have prodded him.
Hey, I know
50 years ago.
when I did the wild cow milking, it was the team that we put in. It was a total joke. Like we were in there to round out the numbers, and we ended up winning. But I agree that a couple of my teammates, I needed them because there was points where I was on the ground under all 4 hooves of the cow.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I would never do it again. Never.
Again, just in case you missed it, the Devils have announced a 7-year deal, $9 million AAV for Luke Hughes. There was talk about a 6-year deal. Now a 7-year deal is in place. And when Mark Spector was on, we touched on the fact that in New Jersey now, so Luke Hughes would be locked up till 2032. Brother Jack is locked up until 2030. A lot of Hughes money there. A lot of Hughes money. And Quinn Hughes, 2 more years. They're in a rock and a hard place in Van, man. That's going to be, you think that all the talk this year, it's going to be just, I think, even worse next year. Aaron says, check the tape. He said it. LOL. I don't know. I didn't recall that, but Glenn says the Dolphins uniforms were amazing. Amazing. But anyway, Canadian Finals Rodeo gets underway with go round number 1. Today, we mentioned the chili cook-off at the Canadian Ice House, Patty's Place, and then over to Rogers for go round number 1. Tomorrow is the free pancake breakfast down at the Fan Park tent. Hopefully they get a bigger crowd than last year. I didn't think it was that big last year, but whatever. And then on the weekend, that's the CFR Kids Day matinee. That's at 11 a.m. So you go to the Saturday show. You can use the secret Friends of CFR code, save 20% off at the checkout. And that's we still have time to do that. But anyway, it's a great time, Canadian Finals Rodeo. Hopefully it's another good turnout. It's way different nowadays since they've gone into Rogers Place than it was at Rexall. A little more maybe intimate fans just around the chutes, especially, how they have, half the events coming out of the one side and half out of the other. It seemed like, and that was Rexall. You were on top of things a lot more than what you normally were. Coming up at the top of the hour, we got David Schlemko, our co-host for Cougar Paint and Collision from 9 to 11. But before that, Laurie Munzer, Olympic gold medalist from 2004. And I really want to get Lorianne's take on the Canadian women's rugby team. Just fell short at the Worlds. We'll touch on maybe the final week of camp and how some younger guys for the Oilers are still trying to make their way, make an impression. That and some other stuff. Also, Ryan Carter, Minnesota Wild analyst in the 9 o'clock hour. Ian Herbers, U of A Golden Bears head coach in the 10 o'clock hour. When we come back, Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. And we're also streaming on YouTube and X.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your best. Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440.
Need the perfect ride? The Golf Cart people have it. They offer a wide selection of new and used models from top brands like Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go. Whether it's a lifted cart for adventure or a sleek ride for the course, they'll find your match. Customize with accessories or choose a ready-to-go option. Trusted by Albertans since 1997 for quality. Visit golfcartpeople.com to find your cart and hit the road or fairway your way.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the honest service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for? Crave is the exclusive home of HBO originals, including Task, the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown.
I'm gonna take their money so we can have a better life.
Starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo.
If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
And Emmy nominee Tom Pelfrey.
I almost found a way out. We never did anything like this.
Task, an HBO limited series. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 840 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. Hey, if you prefer the paper selection slips, no problem. We got you covered at Sports Select. Make your picks using the paper selection slip available at your local lotto spot retailer. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. I kind of prefer the paper, to be honest with you. You do it on your phone when you go in, and you got to hand your phone over there. It's, you never know. It's especially if you're like a germaphobe, like some people in the studio here. Let's welcome in our next guest, Lori-Ann Munzer, Olympic gold medalist from 2004. Good morning, Lori-Ann. After a day off yesterday, I was so excited that you said, I'll come in on Wednesday. What the heck?
Absolutely. This was perfect timing, and the Duke gave me a heads up last week, so that was perfect. It was like just move the schedule so we could make it happen.
You were saying, like, the Duke and I were talking about all the, especially like when you watch sports, they make it look easy. The pros, yourself, anyone that went to the highest of levels, and that could be even this week at the Canadian Finals Rodeo. It looks like it's easier, but I think if you tried it, it wouldn't work out too well for you.
Well, I think I'm probably better on the sidelines. I would be up for barrel racing because I used to work with a gal who actually did barrel racing at the CFR. Oh my goodness, you are so right, hands down. It looks so easy on TV or whatever you're streaming on, but to actually do it and how close they come. I was actually putting my money on the Duke for maybe some Bronco riding. I think that would be just absolutely spectacular.
I don't think he's got the balance.
I think he'd be perfect for it. He'd be like just loose and he'd flow perfect the way that you'd want to. And I totally agree. It's just when you try a new sport, that's when you go, oh, this is a little bit harder than it actually looks. But if you stick with it, whether it's a couple of tries or maybe a couple of seasons, you actually get to see how the pros or the elite actually function and make it look so easy. And then you go, I want to be that guy. I want to be that gal. And that's when you know you're done for. You're actually hooked.
Well, okay. So you said you think, ladies barrel racing. So you've been on horses a fair bit, but the turns and everything like that. What would be the fastest? Like, have you gone full throttle on a horse before?
I did by accident. I've only been on a horse, I think 3 times in my entire life. And my massage therapist, her mom had one. So she goes, hey, we did some photos. Let's get you on the horse. I'm going, oh, this is not a good idea. Anyway, she goes, the one thing you don't want to do, and I think we've talked about this, when you hear the word don't, the mind doesn't hear it. She says, don't squeeze the horse. I was hanging on for dear life, Kevin, and I was squeezing the horse, hanging onto it with my quads. And that horse was just like full throttle down the field and turning left. It knew where it was going. I had no idea what I was doing. I'm not a gallop person. And yeah, that was absolutely crazy.
Years ago when I was working in Calgary before I came here, Lori-Ann, I played polo, which now you think about it. So you have the mallet and you're trying to, have the horse go the right way. And they gave me the smartest horse. I think he just knew exactly where he was going, or I don't even remember. But anyway, when you have that mallet in your hand, now I thought I was going to hit about 10 people in the melon. I didn't know it's not easy. It wasn't hard, or it wasn't easy. It was extremely difficult, very hard to do.
Oh, okay. Now you got me excited. I would love to try that. I think we should go out as a tandem team and give it a go. I think you should try it again, Kevin.
Those days are long gone. Long gone.
Well, maybe you could be my setter and help me give it a go. I would love to try that one. I would so love to try that.
On Thursday, we had Jen Kish on the show.
Right on.
Jen from years and years ago, and she was one of the best rugby players our country's produced, and then went on to the rugby sevens, won the bronze medal for Canada, captained the team back in Rio de Janeiro. So we previewed the game on Saturday, the Canada-England final for the Rugby World Cup. Just a magical run for Canada. Just ended a little short, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on, how the ladies performed and how tough it was even just to get there, to raise all the money and things like that.
Well, I think you said it. It was magical. And I think the athletes that played, that were supporting, were amazing because, Kevin, that's a whole new level. Playing before, what was it, just under 82,000 fans screaming more for England than Canada, but I'm sure there was the Canadian contingent. To be able to do it, I heard it said that rugby is the ultimate game of keep away. And I think it's right, because you definitely want to keep the ball away from the other team. And it is not easy. It is a team collective play by play, and you've got to be on. For the women to play at that level, number one, their game against New Zealand was amazing. The New Zealand players, they play loose, they play inspired. And I think for the final game, it was another level. And this is another level of mindset of where can the possibilities go? Where can we play? Yes, they came up short. Yes, there was a number of errors, but you know what? This is going to be the biggest learning lesson of their lives up to this point here. And for what they're going to come home with, it's like when Canada won silver at the Olympics in women's ice hockey. People said, yeah, you lost the gold, and it was spun in a different way but we won silver. And to be able to play at that level, Kevin, is a whole other playing field. To come home with gold is another mindset. So for them to be able to put it all together and, be in the spotlight, crunch time, under pressure multiple times, kudos to them. Congratulations. Absolutely.
But, when you look at it, Lorianne, and with all respect to the women, how much higher, England's so good, and all these other countries are so good. It's almost like you need the stars perfectly aligned to get to there. It would be like saying, okay, Germany's going to win Olympic hockey or something like that. It just, there's some talented players. The program is progressing, but the likelihood of it happening, I don't know if it's there. Is it fair to say that with like women's rugby, men's rugby, something like that, where so many countries are better at the sport than
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think the thing is especially with Team England, they play in a professional league. Canada was crowdfunding. Like, hello, like, come on, country, let's get behind the athletes. We need the leagues. We don't need the teams and that. The league takes it up to another level. The English team, they've all got contracts. Do you know what difference it makes to your mind and everything that comes thereafter when you have a contract? It's never, ever going to be like the men. If you think about it, with CEOs in our country here, top corporations, 4 or 5% are women. So number one, it's getting more women involved. Team Canada just escalated the awareness again of what is possible. And yes, they had won a medal before, but they're also showing what is possible. Where can you go with this? Having the support, Kevin, is everything, because it lets you go out and do your job. And that's what it is. I know you and Spec, I think we're talking about going out and doing the job, right? This is what you're being paid for. This is what you're showing up for. Some of the team, they have families. Some of them, they're working, maybe not full-time, but you're still trying to juggle it all. It's impossible to do it all. So what can we do with the situation where we're at with what we've got? And this is where there's a whole other level waiting, and it's going to take somebody to spark that idea and jump on board. And when that person jumps on board, it's going to set off just this boom, this wildfire, this rocket of other possibilities of, hey, let's get the women athletes contracts. Let's get a league going, right? I know I used to have to race with the men to be able to up my level. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You've got to be able to adjust. You've got to be able to adapt on the fly. But there is room. There's a whole other level. And Canada showed they're hungry. They are on the stage, and there's more.
I would love nothing more to agree with everything that you say there, Lorianne. And I agree with it. It's just the fact that it hasn't happened yet. And how many times have you and I had this discussion where, okay, it's 4 years. So you get behind a guy like, I don't know, whoever you want to say at the Olympics. You get behind an athlete or a team or whatever that may be that isn't your conventional hockey or whatever. And then they just disappear for the next 4 years. And it's the same thing over and over. I mean, for 35 years, I've been discussing this as a broadcaster, and it's never changed. So I don't know. Do you have, is there an answer? I mean, I've asked you the question many times, Lorianne. How do we fix it? Like, do you need like a billionaire guy that loves rugby in this case? Do you know what I mean? And okay, he's going to set up and make the training better and the pay better so they can concentrate on taking it to that next level. I don't know.
Absolutely. We need investors, Kevin. We need investors financially. We need investors with partners, a guy who knows a guy and a gal who knows a gal to be able to spread the word there. It's also about the athletes. We've touched on this before on previous weeks, is about the athletes making themselves available to the media. Coming on the radio show. We've got the best show here, Sports 1440. Come on, let's talk. Let's get them in the studio. If you're not in the studio, we're streaming, on YouTube now. So let's do video, right? I mean, it is so easy nowadays than when it was 20, 25 years ago when I was starting out. And it's creating that awareness. And it's also up to the athletes to go, hey, who's in the industry? Who could we, reach out to? I'm going to, put a post out there and go, hey, athletes, up and coming athletes who are here, reach out. Let's do a connect call, right? Let's get you on Kevin's show here in the morning and go, no hot seat, Kevin, come on. But, I know you've always got a curveball or we're going barrel racing, but it's part and parcel of it. And we got to get behind the athletes to be able to elevate them, because everybody jumps on the bandwagon every 4 years or world championships. And it's great at that moment. But guess what happens when you go off the air? The games are over. It's what goes on afterwards that creates and makes the champion. And we need investors of the heart, of medical support, team support, but there's also a thing called cash flow, and it's running it like a business.
Lorianne Munzer with us on Sports 1440 text line. Glenn just texted in, corporate sponsorship is needed. Governments cannot fund all these sports. Well, they barely do anything as it is. A lot of these government funded programs for various sports, it can be a whole lot better than what they are doing right now. I'm sure you would attest to that, Lorianne.
Oh, absolutely. Just think back in 2004, I was a carded athlete, which means I had some government funding support. I was getting $1,500 a month to be able to live on, to be able to buy my equipment, to be able to travel, everything. Okay, now let's go to today. Athletes are receiving, I think it's $1,700. So is that $10 a year increase? You know what? It's where, as an athlete, you're responsible. Mm-hmm. You are responsible for your results. You're responsible for what happens. You're in charge. And it's going to be, what was it? The Fabergé hair commercial. They tell two friends and they tell two friends and so on. It's we got to band together and start doing that. And it's funny because those small interests can compound, but it's all of those little touches. You've got to keep connected. It's networking, it's building those relationships, it's fostering those relationships. And a lot of athletes are shy to reach out to Olympians or athletes, maybe, in their sport who have been there, done that, and go, hey, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned? And it's because as human beings, we're also wired not to ask for help. Asking for help can be a bad thing, or asking for support. And I think as Canadians, we need to say, how can we help you? Mm-hmm. How can we help you? Not what we can do, like what we can do. It's how can we help you? Because then you're opening everything to go, let me hear you, what you say you're needing, because what I think you need is not necessarily what you really need.
So, if you go back to the rugby team, in my mind, it should have started on Monday, but this next 3, 4, 5, 6 months is even more critical to them than the last 6 months were. Would you agree with that?
I think both are really important. They're different periodizations or plannings leading up to the World Cup. Boy, oh boy, those 6 months are absolutely critical. And you also have one game, one day where you have to put it together. The next 6 months, or even 4 to 6 months, number one, you got to give the mind a break. You got to give the body a break. You need to do a recap, which
I
is
was thinking more, Lorianne, though, just to carry this wave of momentum corporately.
Gotcha.
Maybe the girls got to get out there and go, we got to, pound the pavement here, and we need corporate funding to continue on for our next cycle and strike while the iron's hot is what I'm kind of talking about.
Absolutely. And I like that. Strike when the iron is hot, get on the dream train, and let's get everybody all aboard. But it's not just the athletes, Kevin. It also has to be, the executive team behind Rugby Canada. And I'm not just saying it's just for the women, but also for the men. You have to look holistically, big picture. For the women, yes, run full spectrum with it, run full course with it. And like you said, you got to strike when the iron is hot, because in a month, people are going to be on to NHL is starting. We've got CFL Grey Cup coming up. There's going to be Super Bowl. There's going to be all the curling, Olympic trials. So you have to take advantage of it. And I think having a plan, coming together as a collective, is absolutely key. And, if there's any rugby players here that have connections, if you guys, listeners, ladies, guys, family men, everybody, if you want to connect them with me, I'm the easiest person. Jump on my website, LorianneMunzer.com. I would be so thrilled. Honestly, I would be over the moon to share what I've learned, even in the past year and past 20 years, is just, you do have to strike while the iron is hot, because it's going to get pretty quiet afterwards.
Well, and again, if they don't do anything like in the next 6 months, again, what they'll be doing is pushing that boulder uphill like they've been doing every 2-4 years. And we're not just talking about the women's rugby team. So there, you can talk about a guy like Marco Arope. You can talk about an individual as opposed to a team and a team. It's just the way it is. So,
absolutely.
Lorianne, as always, enjoy our conversations. Thanks very much. And we will yak at you next Tuesday.
Ditto. Take care. Thanks, Kevin.
That's Lorianne Munzer, Olympic gold medalist from 2004. Top of the hour. David Schlemko will be with us, our co-host for Cougar, Paint, and Collision. Also got Ryan Carter coming up, Minnesota Wild analyst. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. This one is brought to you by First Round. And you know what? Sundays even got better at First Round. You can win an NFL helmet or a jersey and enjoy their Pro Bowl brunch. Only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters, First Round, downtown on 104th Avenue, or right here in the mall that has it all on Bourbon Street. Here is Sam the Record Man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Minnesota Wild star winger Kirill Kaprizov has signed an 8-year, $136 million extension, making it the richest contract in NHL history. In the NHL preseason, Panthers fall to the Lightning 3-2. Canadians blank the Senators 5-0. Wild take a win over the Jets 3-2, and the Colorado top Vegas 4-2. MLB playoffs getting underway yesterday with the Cubs taking the win over the Padres 3-1. And the Dodgers taking the first game against the Reds 10-5. And in the AL wildcard, the Tigers take a close game in a 2-1 win over the Guardians, and the Yankees fall 3-1 to the Red Sox. No news from the NFL as the Cleveland Browns have benched Joe Flacco as they look to start rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel in London against the Vikings. And WNBA playoffs heading into the final round as the Las Vegas Aces take a win in overtime against the Fever, 107-98. The Aces will host the Mercury on Friday as WNBA finals get underway. This has been, coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by David Schlemko. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all 14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Ruda.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Sports Select. Get in on the action with hockey. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. 100% legal. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:02 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We've got Sam the Record Man as well as Josh Fenwick with us in the Stingray Studios. We're streaming on YouTube and X. It's Wednesday, 9 bells. That means one thing and one thing only. Our co-host has arrived. David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. Good morning, Schlemmer.
Morning, Kev. How you doing, buddy?
Well, we missed you last week, but
I missed you too.
I mean, the kids, they just get you or what? They go back to school and everyone's sick, and now you're going to be back with them for weeks on end here coming up next. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man, it sure sounds like it. I'm a little worried, Kev.
Are you?
This is all I got if school stops, so I'm going to get pretty bored, man.
Well, I see Dad Dave Schlemko, just one of the best homeschoolers of all time.
Oh boy. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it, buddy.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? Well, and we don't we'll see what happens in the next few days.
We will see.
I think you're like a lot of parents, so that are, they're like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I mean, I feel for a lot of the parents. I mean, myself and my wife were in a pretty decent situation where we're not going to have to scramble for childcare and all that. So I still recognize that I'm one of the lucky ones, but at the same time, it's no good for anybody.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on Monday, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe something will happen before that. But you were a little under the weather, but you're back now.
Yeah, back
Probably
on.
probably golfed last Wednesday too. No.
Nope. No. Oh man, I was down. I was down for the count for days last week. And
That's
I was
good.
kind of pissed about it, honestly. I mean, I don't think I've ever treated my body better. Like with the
Mhm.
way I eat, like I don't drink anymore. I'm like, I shouldn't be sick.
It's just you don't have a say in it, man. That's what happens, right?
That's the germ
You know,
factory.
yeah.
Schools.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here we are, a week to go for the Oilers. Next Wednesday's their home opener.
Exciting stuff.
Calgary's in town, but hey, a lot of guys are sick on their team now. I don't know if you heard that.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Coach Knobloch, he doesn't sound very good and looks a little rough. And two guys, Philp and Tomashek, aren't going to play tonight in Seattle for sure.
That time of the year, I guess.
I don't know. And then
I mean, camp's a grind too.
It is, I guess, but when you're going in the locker room, it just goes through like wildfire in there.
Yep.
What did you guys all had? Obviously, everyone has their own water bottles and all that stuff, but you're sitting beside a guy that's,
I mean, I don't
doing the
think
old snot blower every 7 seconds.
I think we only had our own water bottles when we were sick.
Really?
Yeah. Other than that, we all shared. So maybe that has something to do with it.
I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you, but I mean, I think when you look at the benches now, especially in practice, everyone has their own bottle on the top on the dasher boards. Look at this. Oh my good. Oh no. Strudwick. Jason Strudwick in the building. Oh wow. I bet would he be voicing a commercial? Okay, well, we'll see him about 11 o'clock after 65 takes. Oh man.
He's a beauty.
Something, yeah. Anyway, but like during games, guys, it seems they're just grabbing whatever from underneath.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's Gator bottles, so everyone's grabbing those. And
yeah,
it's bound to happen, I suppose.
I think for the most part, they try to keep the towels, one and done.
Yeah.
But because the guys are always wiping their visors and then their face.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. I wonder how many towels they burn through.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
Because again, a guy comes off, what's the first thing he does? You probably clean your visor.
I mean,
what did you do?
Just thinking about it, like I probably did that 10 times a game.
Yeah. And there were, like, I would imagine if you got hit, now all of a sudden, like that little spray goes on the inside, right?
Yeah.
So now you're cleaning that, like.
Yeah, you're wiping your face. You're wiping all the snot out of your nose on there.
Pass it off to the next guy. Pass it off to the next guy. How would you have, like, for these younger guys, they got, a week left here for Oiler guys, and, it would be Ike Howard, Savoy, and even Savoy's been through this. Ike Howard hasn't. Maybe just to touch on this last week for them.
It's stressful. It's exciting. It's definitely exciting, but it's stressful for sure. It's tough breaking into the NHL. I mean, for me personally, like I was undrafted, so I kind of felt like that, like my first 3 years in a row to like make pro, then make the A, then make the NHL. And it's not easy, especially the NHL. Obviously that's the toughest one to crack. And, you're getting so close, and probably most of these guys now, most of the guys in the hotels have cleared out. So you're pretty lonely in there. Maybe you and one or two other guys are going for every dinner, and you're just hoping every day when you get to practice that you get that call into the GM's office that, he tells you to go get a place and you're here for the year.
How much did you look at the depth chart?
Oh, every day, man. Every day. Yeah, even when I was in the minors and when I was really young, and you'd see the guys that were getting sent down from the NHL, and you're starting to do the math in your head, like, oh boy, can I stay here now? It's it's a little stressful, but it's part of it.
Don Matthews was an old coach here in the CFL. You probably remember him. He was here. He was Montreal. So he was everywhere. But he really would freak out on the media because he would never call it a depth chart. He called it a position chart.
Oh, okay.
Because someone would say, so-and-so's at will linebacker behind. No. He's just there on the position chart. So I always kind of go, okay.
I don't want to hurt any feelings.
Yes, exactly. Hey, did you watch any highlights from that Montreal-Ottawa game last night?
I didn't see the highlights. I heard Montreal's PP was pretty good.
Well, it was just a rough game. I think they had 150, 160 penalty minutes.
Oh, wow.
And these are two teams that
Should
are
have
going
watched it. Well, it's always blacked out on TSN.
You're right. Yeah, it was. That's why I said highlights unless you watch it somewhere else. I think tonight's game is just on Oilers Plus. Is that correct, Duke? Yeah, probably. Friday's game is on Sportsnet because it's in Vancouver. Yeah, Friday's.
They're in Seattle tonight, correct?
Yeah, so it's Oilers Plus tonight.
They might have the Seattle broadcast on Sportsnet Plus. I know they did last week when it was in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like I watched that Edmonton home game on Sportsnet Plus just with John Forsland and JT Brown calling it. So it might be on Sportsnet Plus still. Maybe.
That'd be good.
Well, it is on. It's on Oilers Plus for sure. Sportsnet Plus, if it can get on there, that would be kind of cool too. But again, Friday's game because it is Vancouver, and Vancouver came here for the broadcast when they were here too. So it's on Sportsnet Plus or just Sportsnet Plus tonight. Beautiful.
Start watching. I don't know how many hours of my life I wasted watching that Ryder Cup on the weekend.
Okay. Well, let's go there then.
A lot of hours I'll never get back, man.
So Friday was great. While you were,
were
you going for the Americans or what were you doing?
Yeah, I was pulling for the Americans.
Yeah,
we're from North America. I lived in the States. I feel like more a part of, I'm more of a part of that team. I don't know. Anyways, what a waste of time the first 2 days was to watch. They weren't even close.
No.
It was exciting maybe for 2 hours on Sunday.
Rory McIlroy was saying, I guess it would have been Monday afternoon by the time it came down here, how disappointed he was with his, his wife getting abused and he was getting abused. And
it's like almost Happy Gilmore-esque out there.
Maybe worse.
Yeah.
It probably was worse.
Yeah, you kind of hate to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, golf's a little bit more of a, just a gentleman's game.
Do you think that they will, that will change? Because so now, okay, the next one, it's going to be in Europe. So they have to step down here, golf as a whole. And if you are unruly, you're gone.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you have to do something after that. Is it a shocker that this came from the New Yorkers? I mean, not really. They've done it before at majors and US Opens and what have you. But it just sounds like some of the stuff being said was pretty vulgar and kind of awful.
We're going to have Ryan Carter coming up, Minnesota Wild analyst, after yesterday's big announcement, Kirill Kaprizov.
Yeah.
Couple of bucks there.
Pretty funny from Billy G there. Hey, did you see that?
Yeah.
Part of the press conference.
Yeah.
What a beauty.
Yeah. You better be excited. And then the other one was, what did he say? Well, you might sign one more, but it ain't going to be 8 years.
That's good stuff.
Again, we touched on off the top, Schlemmer. This was a perfect storm for a guy signing a contract with a team that has a lot of their guys locked up for good prices moving forward. And then they had Suter and Parise come off the books as far as buyouts go. That was $14.5 million there.
Yep.
So they never, this all just came at the right time. And again, it doesn't really kick in till next year.
And they couldn't lose them, right? And I think he knew that. His agent knew that. Obviously did a great job. Maxed them out. Got as much as he possibly could.
I just don't do you think the other, was it the $1 more million? Does that,
I mean, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, how loaded are you already? I guess it doesn't really matter I think the biggest thing to take out of this is that's the number now. That's the number. All the next guys that come up, you can talk about how it's a perfect storm or whatever, but Jack Eichel, when he's up, he's going to be looking at that 17 number and kind of going off of that. So it's gonna help other guys get paid a little bit more, I think.
But the scenario doesn't work for those guys.
I know it doesn't.
So then they'll have to move on from them.
Do you think that that number is going to get tossed around in every high profile negotiation now?
I'm not saying no, but what I'm saying is that if you are the agent saying that, and your agent says, well, Jack Eichel, what's the number 17? Let's talk about it. Kelly McCrimmon's got to go, we can't do that here.
Yeah.
They did it. Bill Guerin did it because Boldy had signed for a really good number. Faber signed for a really good number. They got Rossi at 5. They got all these guys,
I get all that.
Look at this guy.
I'm just saying. Eichel's going to want to get paid.
There's a thing called a razor.
Hey, that looks good on you.
Jason Strudwick has entered the building. Good morning, Struds. Did you just voice a commercial? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Geez, who is this for? Jason Greger? How short is this? Holy jeez. God, I can barely get down like this.
Here's a chair.
Oh, there's a chair.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I did this voice commercial. I mean, people love this voice, right? It's
they do.
It's very recognized. What's that guy with a great voice from Shawshank Redemption?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah. Similar voice to mine.
Great comparison.
I think it's very similar. Handsome men, nice voice.
Do you want to hear what I said when you went by?
What?
I said to the Duke, I said, is Struds voicing a commercial here?
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, quite likely. I said, well, we'll see him at 11 o'clock after 65 takes.
Well, Dale said they've never heard anyone be smoother in this building. I've heard you talk sometime. What was the one you said? There's something you chopped up a little while ago and I texted you about it. I can't remember.
Well, it wasn't the one that Duke replayed about crawling inside a guy and messing around. Is that it? Because I get a lot of Struds like comparisons on that one.
Yeah. No, there is. I'm not very good at the words. That's for sure.
Well, I want to hear a Struddy highlight reel now. Can we cook one up real quick?
They're hard.
Elliot Friedman reporting that Connor Ingram is being traded to Edmonton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That is just so that's 2 minutes ago.
They're eating some salary then, probably.
Well, I mean, the difference because they had like the waiver would be different, right? They could have taken him off waivers probably, and then taken the whole thing. So now they trade him and probably some salary stays.
I would think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Future considerations. Old Freddie Charles. Is that what they're doing it for? I wonder.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Freddie Charles. That's futures.
That makes it's a nice way to start the day for the radio. That's interesting.
So, but what's going to
tender either?
What's going on here though, in the sense that so you're going to go with 3 goalies to start?
Well, you have to keep him up for. Or no, he wasn't a waiver claim.
No,
you don't have to keep him up.
So it'd send him down.
I'm just saying you don't have to.
Then does he have to clear? Well, if he didn't, he cleared waivers before. So if you were to send him down,
does he?
No one's going to take him anyway.
You wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
they just.
Yeah, 3 goalies doesn't work.
No,
I've seen it. It does not work. There's only 2 nets.
It's not good in pracky.
It's not. I mean, as a skater, you don't really care, but the goalies, they don't like it.
Okay, that's a good point.
What are you doing here? Do you want to stay for a segment or what? You
Yeah.
got time or we got
time.
Ryan
No, I
Carter. Ryan Carter, and I like to, we don't like to keep our guests waiting.
No, that's fair.
Did you fight him, Shreddy?
Ryan Carter?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No,
I
thought he fought quite
did,
a bit.
Did he want to? Maybe I
don't know.
I probably said no. Was he big? I only fought the little guys.
Okay, well, let's take a quick break. We'll get Ryan Carter on, Minnesota Wild analyst. It's Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, and Jason Strudwick on Sports 1440. We're also streaming on YouTube and X, presented by Sports Select.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Batshaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for? Crave is the exclusive home of HBO originals, including Task, the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown. I'm going to take their money so we can have a better life. Starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo.
If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
And Emmy nominee Tom Pelfrey.
Have I almost found a way out? You never did anything like this.
Task, an HBO limited series. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
3 locations, endless sports action. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. Sully's is the place to catch every game this fall. With tons of TVs, there's never a bad seat in the house. Check out the game night food and drink features and bring your friends for all the fun with Oilers watch parties all season long. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
Back to the big program, 9:20 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you. Jason Strudwick, special guest appearance. Before the break, we just announced that the Oilers acquired Connor Ingram from Utah. So here's how the deal works. Utah retains $800,000 of Ingram's $1.95 million AAV, and he will be reporting directly to Bakersfield. He's 6'1", 218, 102 NHL games, a record of 39-44 and 15, 3.14 goals against average, 902 save percentage, and 7.
So does he not have to clear waivers now because he, went through or before, or how does that work?
All I can say is that he's reporting straight to Bakersfield right now.
Okay.
So you're the 3 goalies that we were talking about.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not happening, and you know they got Tompkins down there, and I mean he's only 28, so he's got a lot of runway left here, and he's had some good moments, but he's had some deeper, darker places too. So he went in the players' assistants, right? So
yeah, goalies are different, man. Too like you never really know when they're gonna hit their peak
or hit a hot streak.
Yeah,
like there's a few top ones, but there's a lot that all of a sudden like, hey, this guy is really good. Where was that been last couple of years? So yeah, it's more depth, I guess, and an opportunity for him to find his game, and obviously they like something about his game. So
I mean, I think of a guy like Devin Dubnyk, that kind of ran out of here and played for a year in Phoenix, and he had a good year, and he goes to Mini, and all of a sudden he's the guy.
Yeah.
Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. The plumber to call when the toilet mysteriously breaks after your jalapeno pepper popper fueled game night with the fellas. That's mrrooter.ca. As we welcome back Ryan Carter, Minnesota Wild analyst. Morning, Ryan. You're with Kevin Karius. David Schlemko, our usually Wednesday co-host. And then Jason Strudwick was wandering through the building, and he decided to sit in here. So this is something really special for everyone here, yourself included, Ryan.
Yeah, big show. Gosh. Well, thanks for having me, but sounds like there's been some action up there in Edmonton, both in the hallways and the trade market. But yeah, appreciate you having me here today.
Yeah, Struds goes down the hallways here, and he just kind of bosses everyone around, bullies everyone to do whatever he wants.
Looking for attention.
Yeah. Obviously, the big news yesterday, Ryan, in Minnesota, the Kirill Kaprizov deal. How was it received by Wild fans and everyone in Minnesota?
Well, I think in the local market here, there was a lot of anxiety. I think you look at it, and Minnesota, and like many teams, want to win a Stanley Cup, but the future, I don't know that you can see a Stanley Cup in the near future if you don't have Kirill Kaprizov in your lineup. So there had been a plan that Bill Guerin had in place. At least it looked that way with the buyouts of Parise and Suter and salary cap and some of his talent hitting the lineup and kind of graduating into NHL players and everything kind of coming together. But the last piece to this puzzle was Kirill Kaprizov. He had signed the 5-year deal, and this extension was probably the most critical piece of it. So I think there was anxiety in the marketplace here when he didn't sign a deal July 1, and then training camp rolls around and things start to get stirred up a little bit. And I think you could feel maybe no contract was going to be a distraction. And for it to get done just before the regular season, I think the timing's great. I do think there's a lot of professionals in that locker room, but it's hard. And even talking about training camp here, a lot of the focus has not been on camp or the start to the season or, things team focused. It's been very individual focused on Kaprizov and if they can get this contract done. So I think the timing of it is great. They've got a week left, a couple of exhibition games. They put that behind them. They've shrunken the training camp roster, and now it's kind of go time. So I think the timing of it's good. The fans love it. The numbers obviously huge, and that's something that will be talked about throughout all of hockey for, I would assume, until Connor McDavid signs his next deal. But I think everybody here is happy that it's done.
All right. So, Ryan, they got their guy, right? They got her done. You're saying that, they're not a Stanley Cup contender yet. So I guess my question would be, what's it going to take for them to be that perennial contender? What needs to happen? Are there any more moves, or is it more just, developing some of these young guys?
Yeah, and to be clear, I think that they're not a contender without Kaprizov. So them signing him is what probably puts them into that category of like their winning window is officially open. The plan has come together. He signs this contract. Now it's the winning window. But do I still think that, to answer your question, do I still think that there are pieces that they need to not only go on a deeper playoff run than they have in years past, but one that's meaningful and could maybe end with the Stanley Cup? Yeah, there are some things that are going to need to occur. They've got some young defensemen, Zeev Buium, who's exciting, and he could be your quarterback, PP quarterback, and the guy that could get you, huge numbers and offensively could be a difference maker. But he's got some maturing to do. You look at his game, and I think it's hard. And anybody that's really played or watched the game understands that for the defenseman, I think it's harder to break into the NHL and kind of be a regular than it is at the forward position. So they're relying right now on a couple of young guys, Buium and Juracek, and probably the rate at which those guys can figure out the NHL game and be accountable in their own zone while producing the offense and the puck moving ability that they're touted for. That's a big question mark. The other one is probably health and depth. Last year, what derailed the Wild season was health. When healthy, the roster is good. They have balance. They can get scoring. They can defend, and they've had good goaltending. But you start to lose a piece because and this is subject for debate, but I feel at times the Wild maybe had to overplay some of their studs. Eriksson Ek had to play huge minutes every situation. Their shutdown D had to play huge minutes. Brock Faber's top 5 in the league in minutes played. Brodin started to get hurt. Can they balance those things out so that they're fresh game 0-1 of the playoffs instead of being worn down and beat up? So those are just a couple of things.
Strutty?
Yeah, they're in a pretty good division there. So where are the steps, maybe externally that you might look at for, adding players through free agency? I know the time has passed, or trades to compete with some pretty good teams in that division.
Boy, you make a good point. The Central Division is tough, and it's a challenge for Bill Guerin too, because it feels like the Central's in an arms race, and I think you have to be careful. And he was July 1 this year with some cap space, not going out and just getting somebody because you have to get somebody when you look at the rosters of Dallas or Colorado, and you could go on from there because the Central just seems to be stacked right now. But I think that internally there's probably a desire for a top 6 winger. They're going to be without Matt Zuccarello right now. They brought in Tarasenko on what I think is a pretty good prove-it deal. I don't know that that's a long-term solution for them, but they'd love to find a winger that can play in your top 6 consistently to give them a little bit of depth there. And then the one thing that Minnesota's really never had is like a number one center, somebody that can play, with Kirill Kaprizov and win faceoffs and be accountable. Marco Rossi's young; he can be that guy, but I think he still has some things to prove there. I think you can look at the contract that Bill Guerin gave him. It's this summer; it was 3x5. That's not a number one center contract. That's a, hey, prove it for a couple of years, and then we'll give you that deal. So those are probably the two pieces that I think they'd love to have, and if they could get those, they'd feel that maybe they're over the hump and ready to go.
Ryan Carter with us on Sports 1440. You mentioned Zeev Boehm, Ryan. How much has he played with Brock Faber so far in the preseason, and what have you seen from Zeev so far?
Yeah, good question. They've bounced Zeev around, and they've tried to see him with different partners. He played with Jared Spurgeon some last night, and trying to find out where the chemistry might be in terms of the pairs there and what styles might match up. But what we've seen, and last night, I think third period, Wild go into that game with a 3-2 lead. Zeev got a power play assist, primary assist on a point shot, Kirill Kaprizov tip, and you could almost see him grow up, chest come out a little bit, and feel a little bit better about his game. Because third period, 1-goal lead. I think at times you can see a young player like that, think, okay, how am I going to protect this now? I've already had a good game. I've got my assist. I've got my cookie. Now let's not make a mistake and blow this. I want positive momentum. He did. He came out. He went to his strengths. He was able to move his feet, made plays in the offensive zone, couple of spinoramas, like the stuff that gets you on the edge of your seat, and he pulled it off. And it was exciting. But he looks like a guy that is ready to maybe say, oh, wow, I'm pulling off some of these plays. I did this in college. Now I can do it at the pro level. And that was encouraging to see. And I think management and the coaching staff wants a little bit more of that.
Schlemmer?
Well, I kind of took that personally, honestly. That get an apple, maybe +2, shut her down for the night. No, you know what? I wanted to ask about. I really liked Billy Guerin's comment at the start of the Kaprizov press conference the other day. He better be effing excited. I don't know, just what's Billy like? Is he like that around the players all the time? Do guys like him? Are they intimidated by him?
All of the above. I don't know how you can't be intimidated by Bill Guerin. He's an alpha. He's a presence, but he's a really good guy. And I think his number one focus is winning. And I think if you look at any of the contracts that Billy has handed out, he's been fair in all of them. None of these deals he's like, all right, I'm winning this deal. We're going to arbitration. It's a last minute thing. He's been fair. And I think players respect that he's been fair. And the narrative around the locker room at the beginning of every year is we are here to win, and actually winning isn't even quite good enough. We need to win more games, be in the playoffs. Like it's about a Stanley Cup. And with that baseline, I think guys are buying into that. And there's this culture of young guys coming up that love that. So, but Billy still holds you accountable. And when it comes down to winning, if you're not up to snuff, and he always uses this one. I think it was Glenn Sater that told him once. I forget who it was, but he tells this story often how somebody spoke to him and said, when it comes to a job or playing hockey, if you want it, go take it. I'll give you Wayne Gretzky's job. If you can take it, just go take it. And that's kind of the mentality around the locker room here. It's like, hey, nothing's yours. Like, you've got to earn it every day. Guys go out and play with that. And again, it's just an illustration of kind of the standard that Billy sets.
Ryan Carter with us on Sports 1440. Strady, you got one more for Ryan before we?
Yeah, just, I look at Billy Guerin and his big set of pretzel bites to buy out Parise and company and that money that's sitting there. So now he has this extra money. Now, a lot of it's gone to Kirill, I guess. So, does it change his approach now? Just both in internally, externally, trades, free agency, that he does have that excess money and some cap going up in the next foreseeable future.
Well, what I think a lot of that was just having financial freedom and trying to get young players probably room in the lineup. This is the buyout I'm talking about. Players, the ability to play in a top six and develop, knowing that I need Matt Boldy scoring 80 points a year in 2025, not 55 points, because he's been playing behind Parisi. And so he's had this plan, and we've talked about this plan. But a lot of the money that was saved there has been eaten up by these guys. So I would say the consequence of giving these young guys opportunity is now they've got big deals. You've got Brock Faber making $8 million, Matt Boldy making $7 million, and those deals are now commonplace. It's still a big sum of money, and not something that when we were coming into the league that general managers doled out. You didn't get $8 million, on 75 games played, but guys do now. It's the way it is. But I do think that Kaprizov getting signed right now was priority number one, because I don't think he could map out his future until he knew he had Kaprizov, and then at what dollar amount. So I do think he's freed up. He used some of his draft capital last year to acquire Juracek. So the winning window for the Wild is open, as I mentioned, right now. He does have a little bit of money to play with. I think they're happy with their salary cap flexibility and their ability to, if a player becomes available, make moves to go get the player that they want. And then if the deadline approaches and they love the season that they're having, I think he's still holding a couple draft chips and prospects that will have value to be able to bring a player in maybe for a run into the playoffs.
Hey, Ryan, thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you as the season progresses here. Man, just a week until regular season starts. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hockey season's here. Best time of year. Thanks,
And
Kevin.
also,
See you,
one more thing, Ryan, when you talk to Billy Guerin, maybe just ask him to tell you the story about when he was rooming together with Bill Heward.
The story about rooming with Bill Heward. All right.
Nah, he'll like telling that story. So that's Ryan Carter, Minnesota Wild analyst. So I didn't want to tell it with Ryan on, but so this is a true story. So they were rooming together on the road, and they had a hot tub in their room, and Bill Heward was in the hot tub, and room service came, and Bill Guerin had the cigar going and whatever, probably another sifter of port or something, and the guy brings in the room service cart with those big silver plates and everything like that, and Bill Heward from the hot tub says, "Hurry up, honey, the water's getting cold." Billy Guerin said, no, just try to.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Hey, Spreads, how long can you hang around for?
Well, I've got to go coach.
What
I've
time?
got I've got to be on the ice at what time is it? Just after
9:36.
10. Just after 10.
At where? There you get going.
Bill Hunter.
Well, that's close by.
Well, I know, but I still have to walk out here. I'll probably have to sign a few autographs. People are probably waiting out there.
Because we haven't talked when you came on a couple of weeks ago, we didn't talk about coaching. We talked about other things.
Yeah. I helped coach my boys. I assistant coach, and it's I think the big thing with coaching, head coach, people understand how much time it takes. Like it is all consuming, and then I have other kids I want to watch them as well. So I'm assistant coach, and I love it. You can be good guy, sometimes firm, but try to help the kids out. Whereas head coaching, anyone who head coaches any sport, I have a great deal of respect for, and everyone should, who has kids in sport, because it is so much time you put into it if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing it wrong, it still eats a lot of time, I guess.
Well, you look like you're continuing to keep yourself in fabulous condition.
Well, I've got a good-looking wife, and she probably has other options, right? So I have to. No, it's true. I mean, let's be honest. She's probably got other options. She's looking around. Not you, though, Karius.
Hey, she's the one phoning me and texting me.
Yeah, it's fair. I got your cookie dough. My son still cookie dough to Karius. I should have brought it this morning.
Why
didn't think of
you
it.
should have? Well, yeah, I guess I got money for you too then.
Yeah, I'll have to come by. Oh, that's all right.
I wanted to get him over when we were digging potatoes, but
Pay to play, I guess.
Hey, well, thanks for jumping in.
No, thanks. Good to see you, Schlemmer.
Great to see you too, bud.
See you guys around. I'll be listening.
You betcha.
On the way, maybe we'll cut him a little more when he's driving over to Bill Hunter.
Oh yeah, once he leaves, for sure.
Yeah, I'll be listening. I've got a phone too.
Thanks, Struds.
See you, boys.
Okay, big guy. Jason Strudwick, special guest appearance, doing a commercial just down the hall, and jumps in, and that was lots of fun. We're going to go in or out. We got Ian Herbers coming up in the 10 o'clock hour as well. Do we have in or out, Duke? I haven't even checked. It's on the way. We'll do in or out when we come back with David Schlemko. It's the Kevin Karius Show with David Schlemko, the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. Presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
You'll see us digging holes. No, we're not looking for buried treasure. You'll see us digging trenches as well. And no, we're not building a fort. We're GS Construction, and you'll see us in neighborhoods throughout the Edmonton area. So what are we doing? GS Construction provides rehabilitation and upgrade services to Edmonton and surrounding communities. Some of our underground utilities have served us for years and are past their useful lives. We replace them, so they're around for years to come. Find out more at gsconstruction.ca.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business, and for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
It's like a locker room, minus the smell.
Ew.
Kevin Karius brings the banter, the buzz, and the bold sports talk. Weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Sports 1440, Edmonton's home for sports.
At Wendy's, $4 gets you more than just a burger. It gets you a Dave's Single, made with a 1/4 pound of fresh, never frozen Canadian beef. All for just $4 at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra. But hurry, this deal ends October 26th.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save on Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save on Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you, along with our co-host, David Schlemko for Cougar Paint and Collision, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. And our title sponsor, we welcome back Sports Select. Get in on the action with hockey. Well, football. We got Thursday night football tomorrow. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. You must be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. In case you missed it, the Oilers have acquired a goaltender, Connor Ingram, from Utah. And it's a pretty low risk trade when you think about it, because, never gave up anything. Ingram has been... he's been in the players' assistance program, just played 22 games last year. When you think about it, he's going to go straight to Bakersfield. But, the Oilers save $800,000 on the retainment of his $1.95 million AAV. So it doesn't mess around with the cap, and he can go down to Bakersfield and try to find his game. I think that's the easiest way to say. Now, the thing down there is like, so how are you going to manipulate that? Because they bring in Tompkins. They want Tompkins to be the guy that's going to help a guy like Janssen and some other younger goalies. But
getting pretty crowded down there.
Well, but that's good.
Yeah.
You need, the more depth at goaltender, the better.
Yeah,
you know?
No argument
Let this guy go down there and not just find his game. He's got to find himself.
Yeah, so was he in the program again last year? Is that
yes?
Okay, because I know he was in about 5 years ago as well for some OCD stuff.
Mm-hmm. So again, when everyone says they talk about the player's assistance, you think automatically that it's maybe
substance abuse.
But I think this was a little different in the sense that it was more about the mental stuff.
Right.
So he's got to get himself right.
Yeah,
that is the number one priority here. Not wins, losses, save percentage. He's got to get himself right. If he can get to a better place there, now maybe he can get his game back to where it was a couple of years ago. Because when he was in Arizona, he was good goaltender.
Yeah, he had a good year too in Nashville as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's proven he can play at that level.
Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom up. Are you in or are you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions. Just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out? On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Letterbox. Yep, always have made a move here in Seattle, acquired Connor Ingram from Utah. $800,000 in Willa. Nothing. Skip the waiver line and we'll get elsewhere and people get the minor as a result. Aside from this up, but for the Oilers on a whole, when you look at the rest of the season and moving forward, I'm going to classify it as low risk, maybe even no risk, medium reward move for the club.
Sorry to cut your grass a little bit on that earlier, Duke. I just wanted to mention it again, and that's my fault for snipping you on that. But yeah, you're right. It is going to be in. And again, you got to get right as a person more. Do that first, and then if that happens, then other things can fall into place.
Yeah.
So
it's hard for me to put that any better.
Yeah.
I'm in as well. It's super low risk. I don't know how much of a reward it's really going to be. Does this guy peak as being better than Stu Skinner? I don't really think so. Even Calvin Pickard, but like Kevin mentioned, it's never a problem to have lots of depth.
When you look at it 2 years ago, Schlemmer in Arizona, 50 games played, 2,800 minutes, 2.91 goals against, and a 907 that year.
Good numbers.
Pretty darn good. Since then, fallen off because of problems.
Yeah,
away
I mean, to me, like we had 2 goalies that were good, not great, and now we got 3.
That's pretty much exactly where I come out on it, Schlemmer, is that because when he first got put on waivers, Kevin, you saw it firsthand all over the text line, all over social media about the Oilers needing to be in on this guy, right? It seemed like a no-brainer, but the reality is, like, you're not acquiring Ilya Sorokin here. You're not getting Igor Shesterkin. This is another add to a pool of goaltenders that is pretty much par for the course. Now, I'll hear arguments about more competition and a guy that's trying to reclaim a former form, as he put up. But even that, his best year with the Coyotes, I mean, a 291 and a 907. Yes, he had 6 shutouts, but they're not exactly Vezina finalist numbers, right? So it's organizational depth maybe gives you another option here should an injury come up or something like that, where you're not totally hung out to dry, having to dress players with like a Matt Tompkins with so little NHL experience as your backup goalie and having to play some games potentially in tough spots here as the season moves forward.
I would also say, I would bet that he would have been battling some off-ice demons at that same time.
For
Oh,
sure,
for
for
sure.
sure, right?
So
It could be a really feel good story.
I mean, this is a guy that already has a
Masterton.
Bill Masterton trophy to his resume, right? So
Yeah.
another chance to
point.
kind of overcome some adversity and hopefully find a spot within the organization that can reward both parties, the new partnership. Elsewhere around the NHL, the big news from yesterday, of course, being Kirill Kaprizov signing what is now the richest contract in NHL history. 8 years, $136 million extension, currently slated to be the highest AAV next season and the highest AAV of any player in the salary cap era. However, we kind of broached this right off the top of the show. I wanted to get Schlemmer in on it. When you look at the list, I don't even think, despite being now the highest paid guy, Kirill Kaprizov is even a top 5 player in the NHL.
Go ahead, Schlemmer. I've already kind of answered this.
Yeah, you already given your. I'm assuming you're going to be in on this one, Duke as well. I've heard this a lot, and you know what? Maybe not the most popular opinion. I don't think he's top 5, but I think he is right there. He's very close. For me, it's McDavid and Dryer then in there for sure. McKinnon, Barkov, Kucherov. Those would probably be my top 5 forwards. But after that, I think Kaprizov's right there. And talking to a lot of hockey people, they say like this guy is the real deal. Lots of people haven't seen it yet. They don't know just how good he is. He reminds me a little bit of Kucherov when he was young, kind of raw, but just has that next level kind of hockey IQ. Looks like the puck kind of follows him around out there, and that's why he always has touches in the ozone. He's always getting chances. He gets a lot of points. So I do think he's right there.
You know what they say, Schlemmer? The best ability is availability. 41 games last year. He's only played over 80 once. That was his second year. Played 55 as a rookie. 81, 67, 75, 41. He's not a tall guy. He's a shorter guy, right? But he's built like a tank. He's a bit thicker. I don't see him in the top 5. He might not even top or crack my top 7.
Doesn't do it for you,
No. So, I mean, I got Kucherov as well as Connor and Leon and McKinnon top 4.
And that's just talking forwards.
I'm not putting Barkov in because of he's not available, right? So
back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Oh no, I'm saying, but I'm just saying because he's out for the year.
Oh, okay.
So he's out for the year.
All right.
I got Makar in there. I even have Pasta probably ahead of him.
And I mean,
I definitely have Makar ahead of him.
There's a good crop of defensemen. Makar is the one that jumps to the top of most people's mind, I think. But what Quinn Hughes has accomplished, there's arguments for him. A guy like Jack Eichel in Vegas, maybe Austin Matthews still garners some conversation. Like there is a long list. There's a lot of very good players in the NHL right now. Yep. And this goes back to, I'm pretty sure you were on when we talked about it, Schlemmer, like when the owner said he's going to be the richest player in NHL history. And we kind of said like, yeah, that's probably going to happen because it's the Wild that are trying to re-sign him. Like, would Kirill Kaprizov, had he hit the open market, fetch this price?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Again,
I genuinely don't.
Storm.
Yeah,
everything worked out for him, and all good on him. He's important to the team. The Wild are drastically better with him in the lineup. Hopefully, he can stay in the lineup for the majority, if not the entirety, of this coming season.
How about his agent? How much is 3%? Is
good for him.
Well, even 136, so he's getting what? He's getting $5 million.
Oh,
not too bad.
It's not a bad little payday.
Jumping over to the major leagues of baseball, wild card series kicking off yesterday. Full day of baseball once again on tap today as well. And this kind of came to mind as I was listening to the end of the Yankees Red Sox game on my drive home last night. Started the day listening to Tigers Guardians, where Tarek Skubal had himself an excellent day. Garrett Crochet then for the Red Sox, another dandy performance. Come playoff time in the sport of baseball, I think if you could only pick one of these two options to have on your team, I would take a bona fide ace over a superstar bat in your lineup.
Ooh, I got to hear Kevin's on this first.
Well, unless you're the Dodgers and you have Ohtani, right?
Yeah,
who might pitch game 3 if they needed it. Probably don't think they will. I'm going to be in on this one because what it does, what happened in that Yankee game yesterday is Garrett Crochet, and then to an extent also Chappie, they limited and deterred everything off the bench for Boone, and lefty lineup against the Yankees totally deters them. So you win one, especially in a 3-game series here. Now,
that's a good point.
In a 3-game series,
That's going to be my rebuttal. Is like your ace is only in there 1 out of every 3 games.
So if the Red Sox were to win tonight, I would imagine that Crochet could go game 2 against the Jays.
Yeah.
And then he would be, if they needed him in game 5, I bet he would come off the bench at some point.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. But do you think having that one pitcher in every 2 to 3 games, let's say, is more important than having a superstar bat in your lineup every game?
I do, because
You do?
again,
Hey, I think I'm going to be out on that one.
You look at a guy like,
I know pitching is important in the playoffs.
That's why when you're batting 300, you're only getting a hit 3 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
The pitchers and the good pitchers are taking you out more than 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Fair. I just say he's on the lineup every night.
It is a really tough answer, and I like both sides have so much merit about what Schlemmer's saying, like that your best pitcher's only out there every 3rd game at best come playoff time. And yeah, even if like hitters hit cold streaks, but they're superstars for a reason. Like having a guy like Aaron Judge in your lineup, he might have a game that's off, but he's right back out there the next day to try and break out of it. If your ace has a bad day, well, you're kind of banking on winning that game. That's like the whole point of having the ace. Like no matter what, we're looking at this as a win in a series. And the Red Sox got that. We talked about this on Monday, Kevin, how the Red Sox size up against the Yankees. We're going to elaborate more here on the next point. But like the Red Sox with Crochet on the mound yesterday had to have that win.
That was a fun matchup to watch with Judge too. He goes after him.
Well, that the strikeout, the last strikeout before Judge had the hit in the 9th inning, that pitch was, I don't know if it was a ball or a strike. It was close, but it was outside, and like Judge fished for it. Like that's not in his zone there. Like that's high and outside. So he had him guessing.
That's your boy.
Yeah. He had him guessing.
And like I touched on like how Scooble pitched yesterday for the Tigers. I mean, he's still throwing like 100 mile per hour sinkers in the 6th, 7th inning.
Look how much a lefty ace is going to change for today in the Cleveland the Cleveland lineup. So Mize is a righty. Cleveland's lineup is going to be, they're probably going to have 4 guys that are different than yesterday.
Yeah. And that's kind of like when you look at a team like Cleveland, I think Ramirez probably qualifies as a superstar bat, but he's not Aaron Judge, right? He's not Juan Soto, should the Mets have made the playoffs, but they didn't for the Yankees in the past. Like the Guardians, they squeak into the playoffs and all the power to them, but they don't really have either, right? They don't have a bona fide ace or a superstar bat. And as a result, I think it's probably going to cost them because the Tigers do. And even though the Tigers slid coming into the end of the year, they're probably still going to win this series.
Corey texts in and says, how fast is Stanton running the bases? The Duke can run faster.
I would hope so. It's tough watching that guy play baseball. Man. Like he's still so good at the plate, but then the Yankees are banged up enough. They got to put him out in the field. And then when he does actually hit the base path, it's quite a scene. Makes us regular Joe Schmoes feel a little better about ourselves. Sticking in the majors, teams that went down 1-0 in their best of 3 yesterday: Cleveland, New York, San Diego, and the Reds. Team most likely to stage a comeback, win 2 straight, and advanced to the divisional series. I hate to say it, but I'm taking the Yankees.
I also hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to be in on this one too. Yeah, that's just that's the tightest series to me by far. It was the best game yesterday. I mean, I guess Cleveland was close. Dodgers sure took care of business.
Yeah, it's not going to be the Reds, so take them out of the mix. It's going to be a good hell of a pitching matchup today with Carlos Rodon and Brian Bayo. I'm going to be in because I've been a Yankee fan for a long time. The other one that intrigues me is just because of and they lost Adams in their bullpen, but San Diego and Chicago could go 3 here as well. But
that was a good game.
You think about it. I mean, home field advantage worked twice yesterday. In New York, it didn't work.
Did I hear from Spec on the radio that they're all the games are in one city
for the wild
card?
Interesting.
All 3 in one spot.
Yeah. Huh.
Makes it that important to get the higher seed.
Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of brutal though. Like you make playoffs, even if it's wild card, you don't even get a home game.
Well, think about it. The wild card used to be 1 game.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a home game anyway. Now at least you have a chance. If you have one bad outing, you're not
for
dead.
the ALDS. It's 2-2-1.
Yeah.
So Toronto.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, like these
2.
guys play 162 games though. They're traveling, playing every day. You're telling me that they can't do that for a 3-game set?
It's honestly one of the things that I really love about baseball still is that the playoffs matter so much more. Like the regular season does matter for the playoffs. If you look at the NHL currently, like getting as the 8th seed, yeah, you're playing. But if you believe in your team, like you still get the same opportunity, save a game 7 on road ice and stuff. But like in baseball, it's the smallest selection of teams that make the playoffs, like compared to the size of the league.
Yeah.
And getting higher seeds, winning more games really matters for you. Getting a bye, obviously, if you're top 2 seed, all that stuff. So I can appreciate about that about baseball still. Finally, tonight down at Rogers Place, the Canadian Finals Rodeo making its return to Edmonton after a hiatus, spending time in Saskatchewan and Red Deer. Debut at Rogers Place. The event that Kevin Karius, global superstar, would have the best chance of success at the breakaway roping.
I always go last Schlemmer on 5.
Yeah. Okay, fill me in on exactly what breakaway roping
So breakaway
entails,
roping, if you're not familiar, is like tie-down roping, except you don't have to get off the horse and go and hog tie the calf. You throw your lasso, and then at full extension, it has as the name implies, a breakaway feature at where it's tied off on your horn, and that gets just a timed event. So Kevin has to
Mostly
ride the
it's
horse.
just women, though, right, Duke?
That's right.
What's that one they do? The mutton where the kids
Mutton busting?
Yeah, where the kids are out.
Not an officially sanctioned event. But I suppose if we wanted to throw that in, you need some pretty big sheep for Kevin. At this mountain sheep maybe is what Kevin would be riding.
Sure. I've never seen you toss a rope, but sure, I'll be in.
To me, it's the least amount of things that have to happen.
Okay.
Right.
It's the easiest one because all you got to do is get off to a decent start and be able to throw the rope.
Throw the loop.
What about barrel racing? Is that just female?
Breakaway roping is also a female-only event, but I don't trust Kevin to be staying on the horse on the tight on the
Didn't you hear that
on the pattern.
Didn't you hear when I was on with Lorianne that I played or not played? That's a loose term, but polo almost 30 years ago when I was working in Calgary.
Okay,
really?
Yep.
Okay, but you tried polo.
I played a full game.
You weren't playing in a league every week.
Well, it was one game. It was an exhibition match.
Did you touch the ball?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had the best horse.
That's like Josh here saying he's a cowboy because he went to a dude ranch once when he was 14. Like,
that would be like City Slickers, eh?
But like I said, I'm taking the regular participants because it is a woman's event out of the equation here. That it's the least amount of things that have to happen. He has to sit on the horse. They know when to run, and they just go full speed. And he just throws out a prayer on the loop and hope that he gets lucky.
I'm 100% out on this. Without question, 100% out, because it would be similar to what I said that Duke that you would be at, and that would be steer wrestling.
I don't think you could handle it, Kev.
Oh, why? If you could do it, I could do it.
You're old.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look at Cody Cassidy and Curtis Cassidy.
You're putting yourself in the same category as two of the best to ever do it.
I'm not, but I said they did it. They did it at a.
They're also old.
I mean, Curtis Cassidy. He went. Was it Cody? Who went to the oldest?
I can't remember.
Yeah, the dad was Curtis. No, I don't know if the dad was Curtis or I can't remember.
I'm impressed.
There was three of them.
Know any of them? Honestly,
love the rodeo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big rodeo guy.
Oh wow. I mean, just even we used to cover it quite extensively at Global and just had fun because, I mean, the guys are down to earth for one thing. They ride with torn groins, torn. If you're a bareback or saddle bronc, you got a torn labrum or separated shoulder or something's not in.
B&G,
and they tape
baby.
it up. They tape it up and they whatever, and they go, well, I can do something for 10 seconds here.
So you used to call that
B&G.
Blood, just blood and guts.
B&G, blood and guts. Wow.
Playing hurt.
Playing hurt.
I don't know. A lot of people are probably texting and saying that that's not a sniff, eh?
No, I couldn't see you.
Rodeo clown playbook. Vic said those guys. How about and there's
Yeah,
another.
those guys gotta have some balls.
Those guys are nuts, man.
Well, so the rodeo clowns, entertainment purposes, and still stones of steel, like unbelievable to stand up. But then bullfighting, which is technically different. Those might be the craziest guys in the whole.
Here's
whole
one. Okay, let's just pretend we had the four guys and Struddy was still here, and we were playing cowboy poker. Okay, do you know what that is, Schlemmer?
No.
Cowboy poker is when they have a table. They just put a table out in the middle of the ring.
Oh yeah.
And they have four guys sit there, and then they release a bull, and the bull's getting ready to pound someone. And if you get up out of your chair, you're out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to play.
By the sounds of it, Schlemmer would be first out. I would win because I have no regard for my own well-being anyway, so I don't care.
I see those horns coming at me. I'm out of there.
Well, a lot of times it's from behind you, and you're looking just kind of looking behind you.
Yeah, I'm long gone.
Oh, pretty scary stuff, Duke. Scary stuff. Hey, I had to mention an old buddy, Humboldt Trent, sent the text in. Has it been brought up that both Connor Ingram, Chris Knobloch are from Imperial, Saskatchewan?
Ooh.
Ingram was born in Saskatoon, but grew up in Imperial. That's Trent, an old buddy Trent, Humboldt Trent.
That's your buddy?
The whole family kind of was, I guess. It's a long time ago. Not even. He told me to never mention his name on the air. So
all right,
but we'll just leave it at that. When we come back, we'll get to some open time. We got Ian Herbers from the Alberta Golden Bears coming up at 10:20. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com. Here is Sam the Record Man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers have acquired goalie Connor Ingram off of waivers today from the Utah Mammoth. Ingram had a record of 9-8-4 with an .882 save percentage in 22 games with the Mammoth last season. Oilers preseason continuing tonight as they head to Seattle to take on the Kraken at 8 p.m. Some other games happening around the NHL sees the Canucks taking the ice against the Flames, Colorado and Vegas facing off, and the Penguins and the Sabres go head-to-head in Buffalo. MLB wildcard games continue today with the Guardians and Tigers getting started at 11. Padres and Cubs taking the field at 1. Red Sox and Yankees getting underway at 4. And the Dodgers and Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds continuing their series at 7. News from the NFL, the Cleveland Browns have benched quarterback Joe Flacco as they look to start rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel ahead of their game in London against the Minnesota Vikings. Coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, we'll have the Golden Bears head coach Ian Herbers join us. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilmus.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, Eileen's no stranger to a little friendly competition.
Graham's a big, tough biker-looking guy, and one of the things that amazes me is how many little old ladies come in and talk to Graham and ask for his advice women bring in baking all the time.
Yeah, they bring cookies and pies and all that stuff.
And one lady even brought him a plant.
When life's auto accidents happen, trust Cougar to put her right. No baking or plants required.
Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family.
Yeah, can I get yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie. Now at McDonald's.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
For all things golf carts, it's the Golf Cart People. Their certified techs provide expert service from maintenance to custom upgrades. Customers can explore the sales floor for new and used Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go models. The Golf Cart People stock a wide variety of parts and accessories to keep every ride in top shape and offer convenient rentals for tournaments, weddings, and festivals. Trusted for sales, service, parts, accessories, and rentals since 1997. Visit the Golf Cart People at golfcartpeople.com, your complete golf cart solution.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1010 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube and X, and the show is presented by Sports Select. If you're playing Sports Select, it's easy. All you got to do is visit sportselect.com, generate that QR code, check how to play videos are. It's step by step. It's really simple. Sportselect.com, 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly. And David Schlemko is brought to you and powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. What are you saying? Like Ian Herbers, we're going to have him up in about 10 minutes or so. And you were just saying about
my HP1 coaching course. So
HP1.
I think it's to coach like high level at U15 or older. You've got to get your Hockey Alberta High Performance 1 coaching certificate. So when I did that about 5 years ago, Ian was one of the presenting coaches.
Really?
Yeah. Did a really good job.
If you think about it, way back in the day, would have been like Claire Drake and Billy Moores, all these guys would have been doing these clinics. And
they'll take their time to give back a little bit.
Yeah.
He's the only one I remember, so he must have been the best.
If he shook your hand, he would have ripped your arm off. I mean,
it's a big boy.
Man, he's got like the biggest mitts going. You always shake hands with her being sort of a life-threatening thing here, and he's just
give a good squeeze too.
Oh, it's like Andre the Giant. Like, I mean, you ever see Andre the Giant in those old commercials for Molson Canadian?
Yeah.
The can that he's holding in his paw. Holy cow. It's unbelievable. A lot of new faces on the Golden Bears. They lost a lot of guys.
Right.
So recruiting was different. And I think CIS or U Sports Hockey, it's going to be different for a while here.
It's probably going to take a little bit of a step back for a year or two.
Don't know exactly where it's going to be at. But if you think about, and maybe the Golden Bears were better off than some programs. I'll have to ask Kirby about it. They always had 3, 4 guys, 5 guys that weren't playing, that were good enough to play on a lot of other teams.
Right.
So because their recruiting was that good.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get it in the U of A too. Academics, right?
Academically.
Same thing that goes for the football team, right? You can get in. Like Eddie Steele will be the first to say, well, I got to U of M. I mean, taking basket weaving and whatever else, it's a little tougher when you go to University of Alberta. The one thing I did notice, and we didn't touch on, Luke Hughes signed a 7-year
big deal.
Big deal. What do you make of that contract? So
I like it.
Jack Hughes is tied up there till 2030. Luke, now till what did we say, 2022?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
7 years
if you're calling that Brock Faber 8x8, if you're saying that that's going to look really good in a couple of years, then I got to think this one's going to look good in a couple of years too. 9 AAV, Cap's going up. This is going to be one of the best young defensemen in the league, and good on Jersey. And I think it's a pretty fair deal, both sides.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they were the 1 year. I think probably the team wanted to go 7. I think maybe the Hughes camp wanted 6.
Okay.
I'm just kind of looking at that, but
I mean, I think what everyone's going to be talking about now is the other Hughes in a couple of years, and I don't envy him facing the media every day in Vancouver once that gets going.
It's going to be crazy. I asked you about Montreal and Ottawa. They were just showed a couple of brief highlights on that just now. We're watching some replays before. That first game of the day, Duke, is at 11 o'clock, right, for baseball? So we're ready to rock and roll. First game. And then Yankees, I think, is a little earlier, is it not, than yesterday? Was it 4 yesterday? To check.
I think they're spread out pretty comparably. I didn't check the exact start times, to be honest with you. 11, 1, 4, and 7.
That's pretty solid. That's baseball all day.
Wow. It's exciting. It is exciting. 833-401-1440. Thank you for whoever. The father was Greg Cassidy. So the Cody and Cody was the younger brother, and then Greg Cassidy was the father. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Let's see this here. Blair Texan, KK, do you remember interviewing the 3 Michaels on Sports Night? These are from the Trappers back 23 years ago.
Wow.
Michael Kadire, who was he's only one of 3 guys, I believe, that hit it over the eye wall at center field.
Yeah.
He hit it over that as a Trapper 4 years ago. Michael Restovich, and he goes, for the life of me, I can't recall the third guy. Michael something. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But we had them in studio, Kadire, Restovich, and another guy. And I was just like, hey, Michael, I would go. All 3 of them would go, oh, okay, whatever. I'm going to have to find that one for you, Blair. I'll go back and have a look for, again, 20-some years ago. When we come back, Ian Herbers, Alberta Golden Bears head coach, Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. And we're streaming on YouTube and X.
You've probably heard the term supply and demand. Something is needed and someone supplies it. We're GS Construction, and we're in the supply and demand business with you. Edmonton and the surrounding area continue to grow. Infrastructure has to be continually replaced and upgraded to keep up with demand. You see it with new buildings and new roads, but what about below ground, where all sorts of pipes bring you water and take wastewater away? That's where we come in. For more on what we do, go to gsconstruction.ca.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting at the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
The family at Cougar Paint and Collision aren't just proud business owners. They're proud to be part of our community.
Graham is kind of creative in the things he does, and he organized a ride for kids with cancer. So all these guys meet at Commonwealth and give all these little kids a ride around the stadium at halftime, and you could hear the rumble of all the motorcycles coming, getting ready to take the kids. And holy smokes, I still get a little bit teary even talking about that.
Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th. I'm sorry, I don't speak deals. Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us. Oh, got it. Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Coming up on Icy Road Drivers, Canadians face the repercussions of an early frost. Will this be a bump in the road, bring a stop to their journey? Or did they get an early reminder that it was time to beat the rush and schedule an expert service appointment at their local Toyota dealer? Because it's time to swap those tires, get that oil checked, and store those summer tires until warm days return. Book your appointment today and ready your Toyota for the road ahead.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Step into fall with Husqvarna and the Lawnmower Hospital. Husqvarna has chainsaws for the homeowner, farmer, rancher, or professional available in battery or gas-powered models. Take care of leaves quickly with the power of Husqvarna blowers. You'll find it all at the Lawnmower Hospital, and you can see the full selection at lawnmowerhosp.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1020 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440, along with our co-host on Wednesdays, David Schlemko. And time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Hey, leaves are falling, and so are our prices. Until October 18th, you can get up to 25% off per tire instantly, $125 back on a set of select Goodyear tires, and $50 back on a $150 service with your purchase. That's fountaintire.com. As we welcome back Ian Herbers, head coach of the Alberta Golden Bears hockey team. Morning, Herbie. You're with Kevin Karius and David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure, fellas.
How did the summer go for you, Herbie?
It was good. Good, interesting summer, that's for sure. A little bit different on our front with the new rules and that. So recruiting was a little bit more challenging and different, I guess. Usually, as you know, we get a lot of the Western Hockey League grads, but I think we only had one in our recruiting class this year.
So maybe just touch on that, Herbie, I think a lot of our listeners do know the fact that, you know, with the NCAA changes and your program lost a lot of guys, how you had to go about things this year.
Well, we had to look at different avenues. We've got some junior A players from the Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC leagues. We've got one Western Hockey League, Marcus Pacheco from Medhat Tigers. We even have a couple players that came over from Europe. We have one player, a forward for us, Gleb Chichuk, from Ukraine. It's been very good. He's gotten better every game. He'll be in our starting lineup on Friday. We have a 6'5", 6'6" Russian defenseman that's contacted us, made the team. A little bit of project, but has shown huge progress in the month we've been here, and he should be in our lineup at some point down the road. So we've got a couple guys back from NCAA that were put into the portal by their current NCAA teams or past NCAA teams, and then we also got Owen Peterson, who played American Hockey League, East Coast Hockey League last year. So we got a range of, different avenues for guys coming here, and things will keep looking. We're even still keeping in touch with the guys from the Western Hockey League that went. We hear some rumblings that they're not that happy and we aren't getting promised what they were at their NCAA location. So we'll see what goes on there as well.
I mean, I can imagine there's probably been a bunch of that. I just wanted to ask you, with all these new rule changes and stuff, like how much has the landscape of like U Sport hockey itself changed? I mean, from an outsider looking in over the past 5-10 years, it seems like it's gotten better and better. There's been more guys signing kind of pro contracts out of U Sport hockey. Do you see that changing a little bit now? Is there going to be like a bit of a transitional period or what have you?
Well, the guys we have here still want to play pro, so they're going to work hard. Maybe we don't have as high-end skilled guys that we would have in the past from the Western Hockey League, but there still is some potential for some guys to get some American Hockey League opportunities, definitely East Coast Hockey League opportunities, and then there's always Europe where we have a good connection and tradition of sending guys and doing well over in Europe as well. On the plus side of it, they're getting a great degree from the U of A. That's recognized throughout the world, and they have something to fall back on when they're done playing, when they have to finally retire and stop playing hockey, which unfortunately happens to all of us.
Unfortunately.
Ian Herber's with us on Sports 1440. Hey, you mentioned this big Russian defenseman, Nikita Lieberman. Ian, can you maybe just bust him down a little bit? I'm just looking how big he is. He's bigger than you are, Herbie.
Yeah, we've got actually a couple D-men at the back end, so it's nice with Mason Ward and Jacob DeWitt. I'm looking up to guys at our back end, so it's a nice change. And for him, it's just learning the North American game. Everything's done a little bit quicker in smaller rinks, and especially, Kevin, Claire Drake Arena, it's even smaller. So getting used to that tempo, that pace, the compete and the battle, that especially in U Sport hockey. But he's shown a lot of progress where he's come from, and I think he's still figuring out his body and how long his limbs and legs and that are. So he's been very active, very passionate in the gym, working hard with our strength conditioning coach. Been really good on the ice here, asking a lot of questions and working at his game. So we see, potential for him down the road here.
Mm-hmm. Is this the biggest defense that you've had, Ian, that you could remember?
Well, when I played, we were a good size. We only had Stan, who brought our average down, but I think our smallest was like me and Mike Moore and Corey Cross and Serge Lajoie. So we were all 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and stuff. So,
isn't it great that you can just give a jab into Stan every once in a while as much as you can?
Yeah, that's the joy of our program. You build those relations for life, and you get to joke around with guys. Maybe you don't see them for 5, 10, 20 years, and it's just like you never left, and you're still in the dressing room sitting beside them.
Yeah.
So speaking of your playing days, Herbie, played 22 games for the Oilers back in the day. 22 years later, you get to kind of circle back and spend a few years coaching. Kind of how cool was that reunion? And imagine a few things changed in between.
Oh, yeah, definitely in that. When we had the transition to the new building in Rogers, I think my first year back coaching, we were still at Northlands or whatever it was called then, and then switched over to the new building. So huge changes just in facility-wise and everything else. But there's been a long history and tradition of, our program and the Oilers program, people going back and forth from the programs. You even look at it now with Knobloch and TD Force and Joel Jackson, the strength conditioning, and hopefully Philper's doing well and sticks around. And so there's been a long line of that, but it was, great experience doing it as a player, coming from this program, going to the Oilers, and then doing it as a coach as well. So fantastic opportunities for me and fantastic experiences.
Yeah, I mean, there was something for you because you were in Milwaukee. And how'd that all come about? Because you were in Milwaukee, then came back, and then that opportunity presented itself to you.
Yeah, great situation in Milwaukee. Obviously, they do a very good job with their development system, and Milwaukee, a great place to play in a good building and fan support. The opportunity come back home and be a little bit more family and back to the same program. Just how well the guys, those first 3 years I was back, we had a strong group of players, and they did a fantastic job buying in, working, competing. We won back-to-back national championships. So we just lost out in the semis, I believe, in that first year, but played very well and got that experience and had a good shot to win 3-3. And the opportunity with the Oilers opened up, and they were looking for one more coach in the system. And just I knew Todd a little bit from working with him in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I was a player coach for him in Minnesota's organization, and just the opportunity opened up, and the experience for me opened up that way.
Ian Herber's with us on Sports 1440. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on a Wednesday morning. One thing I never did ever ask you about when you've come on the show here, I think I've asked you in person, but when you spent some time in Johnstown with the Chiefs in the old East Coast League. And of course, Johnstown is technically where slap shot, the concept happened with there. That was way before, when you were there. But was that still talked about when you were in Johnstown?
Oh yeah. They even brought the Hanson brothers in for a game, packed the house, and I got a picture. The Hansons came in and talked to the guys before the game and got a team photo and a photo with them. And so yeah, it is. And then even our booster club, they held our Christmas party for the team, and it was at the Aces. So the same place you see in the movie. It's just luckily our power play was good at that time, so I didn't get hassled about our power play. But it's the exact same buildings. You see all the downtown, the rink, all that is all the same. And so there's a lot of the booster club and the fans in the community would just talk about how Paul Newman was coming he was in town and sitting up in the press box drinking his bud before each scene and that. So got to hear all the old stories about the filming.
The old Aces. Yeah, that was the one line in there. And he says, Francine, is that a new dress? It looks a little tight. Maybe it's better tight. I was going to take you to the Aces the other day, but something come up.
yeah, and the dog and all that. So that was all still there.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
So Herbie, you said you're a player coach for a year. I think that's pretty cool. My first year pro, my defense partner in the Central Hockey League was also a player coach. Something you don't really see anymore, I don't think. How was that for you?
It was good. I was picked up by Minnesota in the expansion draft and sent to the American League right away. And I knew my career was winding down, and my background, I knew I wanted to get into coaching. So just asked Doug Risebrough if there'd be an opportunity, and he talked to Todd McClellan, and Todd was good with it. And so in Cleveland, I was player assistant coach. And when it was anything about player transactions or movement or players and that, I left the office. And when we were talking about systems or practice prep or game prep, I'd be in the office helping out there. And
that's cool.
When I was out with the boys that night after the game, I was a player, and none of that happened there went into the coach's office and vice versa and that. So it was a good experience to get my feet wet, I guess, into the pro side of coaching and get going that way. And it was a good group. It was an older team. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys picked up later in their careers. So our defense group was very old, and so it was an easy transition.
Cool. Ian Herber is with us on Sports 1440. Just want to revisit and go back to the Golden Bears here. Herbie, maybe just touch on the coaching staff. Intact? Anyone new? Just what's up there?
Dallas Ansel got a job with Hockey Alberta, so he's doing a big part of their development, which is good. That's a great pickup by Hockey Alberta. We'll have Luke Tollenar still back with our video coach. Stan Marple's running our D and our penalty kill now and be on the bench. We still have Derek Hemsley back helping with the forwards and power play and specialty situations. Brad Bork working on his master coaching. I think she's in Masters of Arts now on a sports psychology he switched into. And then Dave Ratchin, our goalie coach, and we picked up John Dunn as our mental prep coach. He retired from the U of A, and fortunate to grab onto him, and he's helping us on the mental side of our game.
Good stuff. You touched on guys that went down to NCAA, and you had how many guys did you lose total, Ian?
8, maybe.
8.
Wow.
I mean,
that's a good chunk of your squad.
And then 3 graduated, and then 2 signed good pro deals over in Europe.
And those guys in Europe are?
Jake and Smallwood, and our defenseman, I'm John Carmichael.
Okay, yeah,
Elias Carmichael.
Right.
He was a Slovenian passport, and had a great offer there. And being with a Slovenian passport, he was easy transition for him. And then same thing with Jake and Smallwood. He got his German passport, so he's playing in the DEL. And as you guys know, having that passport takes the pressure off being an import.
Yeah,
that's
no
awesome.
question about that. And again, I've heard rumblings too with NCAA programs. Again, the promise is there, and they're trying to get the guys down there, and then maybe the players aren't sure exactly what's down there when they get there. I know you don't want to get too much into it, but I didn't mean maybe you saw this being not a problem, but maybe something that would be discussed. How's that sound at this point, several months later?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's some programs that are promising, extra and different things that aren't happening. Maybe they don't mention the extra fees and the money they've got to pay out, different things like that. And you sold them different bill of goods and that. So there is some guys that we're hearing that are not happy with their situations, and we knew the next year, 2, 3, 4 years, there's going to be a lot of, I guess, influx, a lot of change, a lot of things going back and forth while everything gets figured out. So for us, we just want to make sure we're in constant contact with these people and make sure they're not happy. They know they got an option to come back and play for the U of A.
Right. And maybe just touch on your goaltending stable here.
It's good. It's the first time we've had 4 guys in camp. We still have 4 guys here, and they've all battled and competed very well. We weren't sure about Ethan Kruger, who was our returning number 1 goalie. He had double hip surgery in the spring, so we weren't sure if he was going to be ready until the new year. But his rehab's gone well. He played a period and a half on Saturday last weekend. Didn't let in a goal. Looked very good. Looked very comfortable, and actually looked quicker than he did the year before. So exciting news for us. And the other 3 guys have come in and have played very well.
Ian, just a follow-up question from Kevin's on the NCAA guys. You're saying that you're going to welcome them back. They always have a home at the U of A. Now, is there an expiration date on that? Once you have your team, you're into the season. Are you always going to find a way to get these guys back?
Well, U Sports hopefully is going to bring in a new rule so guys can come back and play for the winter semester.
Okay.
It's not officially up, but the discussions, the progress is ongoing right now. And then for us, it's a little tougher at the U of A. They've got to be registered in the fall.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully we can get maybe some changes or some help from the university where they'll allow some of those players to register at Christmas time, then allowing them to play for us in that second term, the winter term. So we got to, hopefully get a little help from the university as well on that side.
Yeah.
Where at other schools, a lot of guys can come in at Christmas time, register at Christmas time, and eligible to play.
Yeah, you can't have the way things are going. You need things to be as, when restrictions are there, they need to be as few as possible.
Yeah,
I would say.
Correct.
Yeah. Ian Herber's with us. Hey, how was last week? Cold Lake. You went to Cold Lake and played a couple of preseason games against the U of S.
Yeah, it's the 3rd year we've done it now. It's a beautiful building. I don't know if you guys have been up there, but the building is great. We get to be in one of the junior B dressing rooms, so good facilities. We have a coach's office. The fans are good. They treat us very well, pick up a lot of our costs. And the games have always been pretty good. We're always playing U of S there, so they've been competitive. We were a little sloppy Friday night, but rebounded very well on Saturday and came back with a 3-1 win. But it's a short drive, easy drive. Fans in the community have been fantastic for both programs, and we're excited to go back again next year.
So things kick off for you this weekend at home, Friday and Saturday against Trinity Western University. What do you know about this team?
Not too much right now. Tough to find any video from this year, but they always play the same way. They're going to try and outwork us. They're going to be physical. They're going to play determined hockey. They're going to block a lot of shots. And they're just going to try and play that simple grind them out game and be physical and winning all their battles. So we got to make sure we're ready right off the bat, have a good start, make sure we're executing, making sure we're getting pucks behind them, make sure we're making them turn and we're getting everything to the net. And the simpler and the harder we play, as we found out in these 6 games, the better our team is. Right now we got some good chemistry, all the guys wanting to be here. And the team chemistry is very good right now.
Is that kind of your team identity for the year then? Just kind of simple and grind, or what kind of team are you icing?
No, it's our guys at the beginning where we struggled a couple games preseason. We thought we were going to play a tangle, skill game and slow things down and whatever, and we got punished in those games. And our guys are realizing the simpler we play, the harder we play, aggressive, I guess a greasy, grimy, the gritty kind of game. And just getting pucks and body to the nets and winning by committee and relying on all 4 lines and 6D and our goaltending. The one nice thing, our leadership's been very good this year. We had Dawson Davidson back, who played with us, played a year pro in Europe, came back last year, went to law school, so he's in his 2nd year of law school. The team just voted him captain for this year, and then we've got Justin Hall, who's been very good, and Blake Gustafson as our other 2 assistants. And then we've got a couple other guys in our leadership group as well. So our few older guys that are still around have been very good so far this year.
Ian, as always, thanks for coming on. Good luck this weekend and good luck for the rest of the year for the Golden Bears. Thanks for doing this.
Great. Thanks for having me on.
All right, that's Ian Herbers, head coach of the Alberta Golden Bears. They are home to Trinity Western this weekend, Friday and Saturday at Clare Drake Arena, 7 o'clock. Puck drops for both games. That was the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. And again, the leaves are falling. So are the prices. You can get 25% off per tire instantly. $125 back on a set of select Goodyear tires. Check it out at fountaintire.com. And could you imagine a lot of these guys come back, they go down there and they're promised this, they're promised that. Then they get down there.
I can. I've heard a lot of horror stories like that already from tons of guys around here. You know, it's not going to be that great story for everybody. Like those high-end guys, yes.
Take care of Gavin McKenna.
That's what this is for.
Yeah, you take care of Gavin McKenna. And it's way different. I mean, now you're talking NIL, you're talking all that stuff. But if you've got 6, 7, 8 guys, as he said, you know, and this would be like a guy like Sean Chagall, you know, you've been in town playing for a long time, then down south and then here. You know, who knows? Maybe it's guys like that they get down there and then all of a sudden, well, what do you mean I got to pay this? I got to do that. And what do you mean? Oh, there's 28 guys on the roster and am I in the opening night roster?
It's a war out there.
Yeah.
That's what I remember hearing from the college guys is practice is an absolute war all week because there's like 6 lines of forwards and like 10 D and everyone's just trying to kill each other, trying to get into the lineup.
Crazy. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. Might have to talk a little football, Duke, maybe a tad football. Thursday night football tomorrow. Are you excited about that?
On paper, it's a good matchup. Rams, Niners. But what do we know about Thursday night football? It sucks.
Well,
even if it's good, even if on paper the matchup's good, the game probably sucks.
Rams win, and whose pick is it?
Me.
Okay,
it's my turn.
And what 6.5, I believe.
That was the last I saw the line. Let's just take a look over at Sports Select.
Yes, but Sports Select, Duke. Now, none of your fishy other websites.
Well, I said it makes it easier now that you don't have. Even though I give you several different data points to back up what I say a spread is, you continue to debate it when you look at one outlet.
I like setting the line myself too.
That's fine, but -7.
7.
The Rams currently on the point spread at Sports Select.
All right. Well, we'll maybe
on
discuss
home turf.
That. Well, on home, home field. If the Rams win that one, what I guess San Fran falls to 3-2.
Yep.
No, and neither will Roddy. Too bad though. And you know what Texas coming in? Well, all the injuries. Oh yeah. We're back to wrap up the show. We'll talk a little baseball too. This first game's 20 minutes away. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and David Schlemko on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Selected. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
Looking for the perfect used ride? Now's the time. Drive away for as little as $25 bi-weekly. Go Auto has over 7,500 used vehicles in stock with something for everyone. From budget-friendly cars and road trip-ready SUVs to powerful work-ready trucks. With around 70 locations across Canada, your next vehicle is closer than you think. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or buying for the first time, we've got the right ride at the right price. But don't wait. These deals won't stick around forever. Start shopping today at goauto.ca.
Yeah, can I get yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie, now at McDonald's.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Want to know what's happening in sports? Jason Gregor's got you covered with sharp analysis, big-name guests, and passion for the city. Gregor's your go-to voice weekday afternoons on Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and I want to explain how our operation works. You see, over at the new RV store, they take orders and try to sell them all by camping season, and sometimes they sell out early. Sometimes they're stuck with a few that just won't move, and maybe they take a couple of used ones on trade. At No Bull, it's a whole different ballgame.
You have inventory arriving all the time, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. The RVs at No Bull are here on consignment. Folks choose to sell their RVs with us because the customers are already here.
And you specialize in used RVs.
Better believe it, Bob. The new RV stores are not that interested in used models. And nobody in Alberta has more quality used RVs than we do. Not by a long shot. So if you want to sell yours fast, come to where the buyers are. And that's here.
And that's No Bull.
NobleRV.ca.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
As members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel your life affordably, reliably, and safely. Across the province, natural gas keeps Albertans warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. For more information on the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and its members, or to learn more about how natural gas fuels your community, please visit us at fedgas.com. That's fedgas.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:46 in Edmonton. Oilers with that game tonight, but several guys sick. We touched on that off the hop. Connor Clattenburg, James Hamblin, Viljami Mariala, all recalled from Bakersfield, Schlemmer.
All right, on. Get another chance? Why not?
I mean, as we said, Philp not feeling great. Tom Ashik not feeling great. So
I was a little surprised Hamlin got sent down as early as he did. I mean, I don't know. He's been good.
I mean, I've always had a soft spot for James.
Yeah,
Hamlin.
you like Hamlin.
Well,
right?
And again, it's things like, I got to know his dad here as well. Mom passed away years ago. He scored that goal in Tampa Bay. You know, that was just a special moment. But how about this? A little thing like it was 2-3 weeks, I guess. We were at a Golden Bears football game. So Tim, James's dad, used to play for the Golden Bears as a receiver.
Okay.
So he's there, and they were, hey, we had a good chat. Well, so I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden, James is there. Made a special point to come over and just say hello. That's a guy again. And the other thing that I've said about James is that 2 years ago, when Chris Knobloch came in and they had all those injuries, he trusted him.
I was going to say, he came in and did a job. He did well. That seems to me like a good veteran kind of role player guy. That's like a guy that gets sent down like the last cut.
I mean, but they know what they have with them.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
why
They got some young guys that they're still trying to sort out.
So you got to give Ike Howard another game instead of Hamlin.
Yeah,
How's that
that's
sound?
true.
Or
Especially because you had such a tough start.
Yeah.
Getting better.
So,
I guess, yeah.
You
I
have
see
to
it.
do that.
I see it.
Hey, Duke, we're going to have Frank Saravalli in tomorrow, correct? 8:20. And I'm just noticing Frank posted that he's excited to partner up with Victory Plus TV to launch Frankly Hockey. I don't know much about Victory Plus TV. Do you?
Yeah, so Victory Plus is the online network that is in conjunction with a lot of American NHL teams for their online platforms. Like I know Dallas, Anaheim, those just two off the top of my head. I know that they replaced their local cable networks with Victory Plus as their home broadcast.
Really? That's dusty.
I made a little splash in fantasy, Duke. You didn't think too much about it. And then I see Adam Schefter just reporting 2 minutes ago. Cardinals running back Trey Benson has been placed on injured reserve. So he'll miss a minimum 4 games.
And you picked up the next Cardinals running back.
I guess you could say that. I would imagine there's another guy that's going to be going. I picked up DiMarquito. But let me just check. There's that other guy. What's his name?
In Arizona specifically, or like
yeah,
just
no,
some
in
other
Arizona.
random place?
He's a guy. I'll just. What's his name?
Carter
Zonovan Knight. I think he played more last week too. Zonovan Knight.
I'll say this, Kev. If you're thinking Amari DiMarcado is going to salvage your week at the running back position, if you have to end up starting him, you're in a bad spot.
I got him for free. I didn't pay anything. I just picked him up just a moment
And is
ago.
he going to be on your starting lineup?
I don't know yet. I'm going to see exactly where they're at.
Not after that.
If you don't know yet, man, you got problems.
No, maybe I got enough depth.
Well,
they play
I
Tennessee.
hope
They
so.
play Tennessee. I might start him just to piss you off now. And I hope he has about 15 points now.
No, I'm going to bet on Tennessee to win this weekend then.
No, you're not.
How's your record so far, Kev? This
I'm
year?
fine. I got clobbered in a double week last week because a guy put up 190 and another guy put up 145, but I'm fine.
What's fine?
I'm 2-3. What's wrong with that?
Fine.
Well, okay. Well,
you're in the mix.
Okay. I'm in 4th place in our division. Here's okay. Look at the points against 719 already for me. 719.
It's tough. You can't play defense in fantasy sports, unfortunately, when you just bad luck sometimes. But listen, Kev, I don't think, regardless how many points your opponent's putting up, if you're starting Amari DiMarcado, I don't think you're probably putting up enough numbers to beat any team.
Well,
anyway.
we'll see.
How you doing, Duke?
Really well.
Yeah.
3-1 and 5-2 in my other. Or sorry, I can't remember because in my other league we play technically 2 games a week, once against an opponent and once against the league average in points. So you get 2 marks against your record every week. But I'm well above 500 in both leagues either way.
Boy.
What about in the
Fantasy Frenzy League? We won last week, so I think we're 3-1, maybe 2-2. I better not say. I trust most of that to Connor. I ran the baseball team all summer to great success until the playoffs, and so now I'm taking a step back to recollect my thoughts, getting ready for hockey season.
JP texted and says, "What an overpay for Hughes. I think Schlemmer had better stats in his first 150 games."
Well, I doubt that. But you think that's an overpay, hey? Like me, when I watch the way this kid skates and handles the puck and distributes, he's a little raw still, but I think that's going to be a good looking deal in a couple of years.
You do, eh?
Yeah.
833-401-1440, 1052 in Edmonton. Schlemmer, you got practice today already? Like, what is it? Skate? What?
Oh, no, just at the academy
Okay.
in St. Albert. Yeah.
Nothing major. Right?
Nothing
You're not
crazy.
you're no Struddy. I mean, here.
No. I took a little backseat to the coaching this year.
How many golf games do you think you'll get in rest of the year?
Rest of the year? Oh, course closes on the 14th. So
It does, eh?
probably 1 or maybe 2. It's getting cold too. Yeah, I played on the sim all weekend.
Did you?
Wow, I mean, he had the baseball on kind of in the background all day yesterday. It was perfect.
Sunday match at the ranch. I went par, double.
Oof.
Just everything that you built for 4 holes, now it's just done.
That's a tough stretch.
Oh, it's an embarrassing stretch, is what it is. JP says $9 million. He thinks it's an overpay. I don't know what.
But what does $9 million look like in a few years? That looks like maybe like 6 today.
Well, 7-year contracts are down the road. Another thing that was coming in on a few articles that I was reading last night, again with Kaprizov, a lot of agents think, okay, they've set the number for the salary cap going up to, whatever, all the way to 113 in 3 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They think that's going to be low.
Really?
Some agents think that it's low.
Wow.
So,
well, that'll be interesting to see. So if you're thinking that's going to be low, then there's no way that McDavid's going to sign a long deal.
I don't know why guys would anymore.
Right? It's a good point. Why would you?
Well, especially again, Connor's in another stratosphere here.
Yeah.
So he can sign 4 years at higher than Kaprizov and no one's batting an eye.
Yeah.
But
or he could sign 4 years for less than that and everyone would still understand. He wants to win.
I haven't seen 150 games played in those stats. So do you remember what yours were, Flemmer?
In 150 games? I know. I think I had about 50 points after my first 200 games.
Well, he's got 155 games played. He's got 17 goals, 76 assists, 93 points.
That was like my career.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I got you right now, Schlemmer, at 415. Yeah, well, you're 94 points.
Yeah.
415 games played. I don't know.
It was a little harder to get points when I was playing than it is now.
I think it was a little harder, and I think you'd be just fine if you would have come along 15 years later.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well, have a great weekend, big guy.
You too, man.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Sounds good, my friend.
That's our co-host, David Schlemko, every Wednesday, 9 to 11 for Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird,
Connor Halley, and the Duke of Delburne. At 12 o'clock, it's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell. 2 till 6, Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We've got Fox Sports all night long. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by, and we're excited to welcome aboard Loca Quality Market. Your next dinner's ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Shop local at loca.ca. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, here's Sam the Record Man with a Sports 1440 update.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
The Oilers have traded for Connor Ingram from the Utah Mammoth earlier today, with the Mammoth retaining $800,000 of Ingram's $1.95 million cap hit, with future considerations coming from the Oilers. Ingram has been assigned to the Bakersfield Condor by Edmonton. The New Jersey Devils have reached an agreement with restricted free agent Luke Hughes with a 7-year, $63 million contract coming earlier today. NHL preseason continuing with the Oilers heading on down to Seattle to take on the Kraken at 8 p.m. A few other games happening in preseason. We'll see the Canucks and the Flames hit the ice, the Avalanche facing off against the Golden Knights, and the Penguins heading to Buffalo to take on the Sabres. In the MLB wild card, few games happening today with the Guardians and Tigers taking the field at 11. Cubs look to move on against the Padres at 1 o'clock. In the AL wild card, we'll see the Red Sox and Yankees getting underway at 4 p.m. And the Dodgers and Reds continue their series at 7 p.m. News from the NFL, the Cleveland Browns have benched Joe Flacco as they look to start rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel ahead of their game in London against the Minnesota Vikings. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas here on Sports 1440. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 1440 in